go. Haters everywhere we go. Where we go, haters going down for the count. Looking at the ground. I think you're a hater. I think you're a hater. Haters everywhere we go. Haters everywhere we go. Haters everywhere we go. Haters everywhere we go. Where we go, haters going down for the count. Looking at the ground. I think you're a hater. I think you're a hater. Haters everywhere we go. Haters everywhere we go. Haters everywhere we go. Where we go, haters going down for the count. Looking at the ground. I think you're a hater. I think you're a hater. Haters everywhere we go. Haters everywhere we go. Haters everywhere we go. Where we go.
And if you was instead of hating, you'd be ballin' too. I know you seen us fallin' too. All the rich niggas is all my crew. Fuck it, they can't touch us. If stuck up is what you call it, cool. Ooh, you should've seen when I came down in that. Black on black, cause it's greater haters face down on the mat. Splat, yeah, I can make a green nigga mad. Quick, fast, flash like 10 cash on this bitch ass. Can tell I'm a G by the walk in the stands. I play the game, make me talk in the stands. Watch how you talk when you talk to the man. If it ain't about bread, you talk to the hand. I show you how to get rich. You got a weak arm, I'll show you how to pitch. Made so play, I'll show you by the hit. And tell the police I don't know about shit. Hey, God, I'm fly, something like the air. Ain't that something when it's stunting, man? It's nothing like air. Homie, hold it right there. Homeboy, right there.
Haters going down for the count. Looking at the ground. I think you're a hater. I think you're a hater. Haters everywhere we go. Haters everywhere we go. Haters everywhere we go. Where we go, haters going down for the count. Looking at the ground. I think you're a hater. I think you're a hater. Haters everywhere we go. Haters everywhere we go. Haters everywhere we go. Where we go.
I got one in the back, I got one in the front. I make them do what I say. They tell me say what I want, I tell them get your money, girl, and just stop breathing. Cause if it ain't about that dough, it ain't about me neither. See a gangster like myself, I get that paper in with me. Man, your woman probably out there with some paper to give me. Listen, you're looking at a real pimp, ask my old women. And they'll tell you no remote, I control women. I'm a whole load, put me in the game, woman. If he ain't paying, then he shouldn't be playing. I'm saying, broke dudes only make jokes funny. I make more than I can fit in this quote, honey. Unquote, come sun soak with me, man. Fly it down here and lay you up in my beach.
They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really drippin', leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeezing, leave a nigga. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really drippin', leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeezing, leave a nigga bleeding. Raw Molly got me all up in demon mode. Mouth moving like I done put clean in my nose. Tryna catch me a op, I can leave with some hoes. He standing straight up, watch I make him lean with this pole. Would've thought he was closed, how that heat made him fold. Thought it was a game, he won't think no more.
His brain's gone, nigga.
It be exciting when I get to striking. Guns sound like thunder, hit you like lightning. Fight for your life, we don't do no fighting.
We really hit it, nigga.
We worse than savage, they calling us Vikings. Police be riding, we still be sliding. Told you we hitters, remember the time. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really drippin', leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeezing, leave a nigga bleeding. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really drippin', leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeezing, leave a nigga bleeding. How about I leave them holding like the Bible? AR-15, that's a high-power rifle. A in the army and assassinate rivals.
Break that shit down, nigga.
AK to anybody kill. Hop out, get the drilling and spilling. Stay on point 6-2, gon' split 'em. LPN, that's for any fuck nigga. You a plug, then I'm pulling up, nigga. You my lunch, eat these bullets for dinner.
5.0, eat 'em up, eat 'em up.
SK, smoke killer for show. Drum rounds and cripple ops, Draco. I got them all, you don't want no. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really drippin', leave a nigga bleeding. I get this pussy, leave a nigga bleeding. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny sunny monster for a reason. I'm really tripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get the squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding.
Y'all know the
Man, what up? Man, shout out to the real one in the building, man. Shout out to all y'all real ones in the building as well. Peace and blessings to y'all, family. What's going on with everybody? Hold on one second. We got a damn action-packed show for y'all today, man. Appreciate y'all coming through the family. And you know, we're going to get it in today. If you feel me, you feel me. If you don't feel me, you still feel me. You feel me? But peace and bless to everybody, man. Shout out to y'all, bro. To my nigga All Things in the building, big AMCFSG. My brother Terrell Davis, salute, King. The resident preacher of the Haney Dissing clan, my brother Roderick Walker III in the building, salute, King. Mr. Lee Jackson, salute to you, my brother. Peace and blessings. Don't mess with motherfucking Texas or the Haitians or North Carolina or Florida, nigga, in the building. Andy Gill, what's the spiel, my nigga? Peace and blessings. Creole the motherfucking traveler, salute, salute. Windy City motherfucking assassin on Phonem, what up? Al Boogie, what up, brother? Salute to all y'all, man, salute. I'll holler at the rest when they come through the door. Make sure y'all smack that like button for a nigga. My nigga SBG Mello. Quite an honest fellow in the building. Long time, my brother. JTM, what it do, bro? Peace and blessings. And y'all know what time it is. Dr. Key ain't in the building. Y'all know what it is. Go ahead and get this motherfucker popping already. Hold up. Hell yeah. Oh yeah. Ginger motherfucking ale on point. My wife not around. Dr. Key ain't here to snitch on me. My son be taking the heat for these motherfuckers too, boy. I be, cause man, bro, I'm addicted to damn motherfucking ginger ale, bro. It's something in these things, man. I swear I be telling my son, stop drinking all them ginger ales. I even done threw him in his trash can in his room. And see, my son, he be gaming. So he be motherfucking popping drinks, eating snacks and shit. So, you know, he don't really keep up to it. But, you know, my wife, she be paying attention. I just tossed the cans in his trash can. Yep. But salute. Man, I gotta represent for a real one. My nigga Abdullah Mason, he not turning down nothing but his motherfucking collar. And he's been making a lot of headway now. Because now that he's number 2, he's trying to push the motherfucking issue. And y'all notice, we haven't heard Keyshawn say a bitch ass thing. But my man Abdullah just did another interview yesterday. And I want y'all to see the poise and see the determination of my man Abdullah. We're going to go through this real quick right here if y'all don't mind. And then we about to keep it rolling, all right?
His ring return June 7th in Norfolk at the Scope Arena against Nakatia. First and foremost, how excited are you to be back in one of those type of arenas where everyone was so excited the first time that I'm sure they're all coming back to see you. You know, it was almost like you're from Norfolk.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's what I look forward to doing every time I'm out. You know, any arena I fight in, you know, I love that support. You know, that the fans being excited, you know, for me to fight, just like I'm from there. So I appreciate that love coming from Norfolk, and I can't wait to be back in there. You know, they was excited, but I'm just excited as they are.
Absolutely. You know, and your opponent is a guy who takes on tough tasks, and comes a little short. He's faced Shakur, he's faced, Raymond Muay Thai, which obviously you see where they're at in their career. So this is not an easy guy, but this is a guy that if you get past, not only the fact that, inside that in your professional career that you're capable of doing things, but the fans also know what you've been working hard throughout the years and what you're capable of. So what do you think about your opponent going into this match?
I feel like he's a great opponent. He let his hands go. He a hard hitter. He put his all into every punch. And you said it though. He came up a little short. But I feel like he got to be prepared to come up short one more time. Because I'm prepared to let my hands go as well and do my job on him.
And I ain't trying to do a lot of commentary and everything, but I'm gonna let y'all know when Abdullah Mason says that he puts his all into his punches. Let me explain that to people. This is for the people that don't know. If you do know, I'm not trying to insult your intelligence. I'm just making sure we all on the same page. When somebody say that a boxer puts his all into his punches, right? That means that they're focused on offense. They focus on landing power punches, putting damage, and they focus on trying to get you up out of here. But in retrospect, when you put all into punches, that means that's all you're focusing on the attack. That means that you will get countered. That means that you're not paying attention to what's coming back to you. See, Jeremiah Nakatilia, he's tall and he has power. And he relies too much on his height, his reach, and his power to try to get the smaller fighters out of there because he's very big for 135. And a lot of people can't reach to him. And see, that's how Miratala got to him because Nakatilia, he puts his all into his punches. He's a glass cannon. If you ever play any type of games, you heard the term a glass cannon, where a motherfucker is pure offense, no defense. And that's what Nakatilia is. He's all offense, no defense, all gas, no brakes. So if you punch between punches, if you set him up, counter him, he's there all day. He's there like a motherfucking peach on a tree. Yeah, they got defense with a little bit of bees around there. But if you get past the wasp nest, then motherfucker, you got some good fruit. And that's one thing about him right there. That man right there, he has offense, no defense. And his chin has been tested. And it's not as sturdy as you want to be. It's like a motherfucking rocket chair. You can rock a couple times back and forth. That motherfucker give you a good thrill, but that motherfucker might also break. And Abdullah Mason, he's going to capitalize on that man's offense and lack of defense. That's basically what he's saying. He puts everything into it. Shout out to my brother Mark, he big AMC FSG. Creole, no, I didn't say Mason didn't have no defense, bro. You missing everything I said. I said Nakatilia. When Abdullah Mason says that he puts his all into his punches, he's like, if you watch Jeremiah Nakatilia, he's all offense, no defense, because he has the reach and the size over most opponents at 135. Plus, he has the power. So he's never worried about what's coming back to him. Only thing he focuses on is offense. So that means if you can counter him or if you can motherfucking make him miss, you can make him pay.
Activity like is almost like a throwback fighter, right? Like, I think James Toney at a point was just constantly fighting. Like you're seeming like you're coming from that type of Midwest cloth where you're a guy who likes to bang. You can make it a little bit easier, you can make it a little bit harder, but whatever the case is, you like to entertain and you like to get back. So, I mean, I just want to ask you a little bit about some of the people you watch, growing up. Was there some James Toney in there? I guess the first thing is.
I haven't watched James Toney. I've always heard about him growing up in the amateurs, but at that time, boxing, the only people we watched was like Sugar Ray Robinson, Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard, just the greats in the sport. But Sugar Ray Robinson, he was that guy. He was the kind of the one I watched before I actually kind of started watching boxing. But even now, I would say one thing that me and the team, we do a lot of, just we progress in the sport based off what we grow through and what we see, in the careers of, the fighters that are active in the sport right now. So we haven't really done too much, history. We got to go back right now. We got to go back, and do our history on the sport. We've been saying that for a while, but every time we get out of a fight, I got another fight coming up. We just hop right back in training camp in the next week or so. So we got to chill and relax for a little bit and watch our history.
And see, the reason why Abdullah also does that is when he comes out of a fight and goes into another fight is he's trying to keep himself in shape. See, Abdullah Mason is like Earl Spence was. Y'all remember if Earl took too much time away from a fight, he would blow up. And see, that comes with being a bigger fighter. And see, Earl was able to do that in his early 20s, but as he got older, it started to take its toll on him. See, Abdullah's nothing but 20 years old right now. But if Abdullah Mason takes too much time away, it's going to be hard for him to make weight. If you notice, every time he has a weigh-in, he's like a couple ounces over, or, he has to strip down butt naked and everything because the man is, he's actually too big for 135 and he's solid. Now, I know it's a lot of fighters that are bigger than Mason, like 6 foot people. Like, you got motherfucking Espinoza. He fights at 126. He's 6'1". You got Andy Hirakoa, who fights at 140. He's 6'1". But, they have slender frames. See, Abdullah Mason is solid. He's well put together. Like, he's the typical. He would be perfect at 147 when he gets to the right age. And, he's starting off one division higher than Floyd did. Floyd started at 130. But Abdullah Mason, for his framework, at 147, he'd be fucking hell. He'd be perfect size for it. I think Abdullah's like 5'10". I think he's 5'9", 5'10". He's one of them. But he's not slender like that. He's put together. He's stacked. You feel what I'm saying? No homo. Pause. I'm just saying the man's stacked and his body's going to fill out. Like, see, when you still in your teens and your early 20s, your body hasn't filled out with that cartilage and everything. So, you still can fluctuate with weight real easily. But as you start to get older, your metabolism decreases and, you start getting more testosterone and everything, and your bones starting to harden and your muscles start to get more dense. Because, you start getting to the point where your grown man strength is in your body now. So, that weight will be a whole lot different. And as a man, you pack on muscles unconsciously. Like, one thing about it, even if every day that you work out, your body is performing muscles. And to perform muscles, you tear your existing muscles and then your muscles grow back stronger. That's how you get stronger. It's because you rip and you tear your muscles and then your body heals it. Like, each time you're putting your muscles through trauma, you tearing them, then your body regrows them. And as you get older, your body regrows it with thicker and more viscous muscle material. So the material that you had when you was younger isn't the same material you get as you get older. And that's why, it's grown man strength right there. But I'm sorry about that. Let me keep it going.
Yeah, no, and for someone as active as you, I get it, because your downtime is constantly doing interviews, getting in camp, traveling, getting sparring, back in the ring, fight week. So, but when you go down that rabbit hole, those guys are connected. James Toney to Ezra Charles, that lineage out in the Midwest, right? A lot of people say Ohio has, if not, the Midwest has the best, of boxing, right? From Roger Mayweather. So, because of that, I also wanted to highlight your resume starting to get better because, Rolly Romero recently just beat Ryan Garcia. He wasn't able to take out Manuel Jaimes, but you were able to destroy him out in New York. So I guess I wanted to get your thoughts on that whole entire experience because you were at the Times Square event, right?
Yeah, I was there. Yeah. It was cool. It was cool, it was all right.
Yeah. Does that seem like an environment that would have affected you, I guess, just because it is different?
I mean, when you get in the ring, you got to be prepared to do your best job in any environment. So, it wouldn't have affected me.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't have affected me,
would you,
But
I guess, excelled, I guess.
I'm sitting there, I'm like, man, come on, like what y'all doing? You know, every fight that came up, I had the same feeling. So I don't know. It was all right.
Would that been an environment that you would have excelled at? Like kind of looking at like, man, this is a crazy opportunity, you know, or it just didn't want to matter. You could have been fighting on the moon with, you know, gravity boots and still would have been fine.
I mean, it's always an opportunity, you know. And every opportunity, every time I'm out, I like to show out.
Yeah.
So you know, it'd been in the same way there. I would have showed out.
Now, there was a fight. There was an opportunity. I guess you know where I'm transitioning to is that, you know, Floyd Schofield Sr. went out. It's been publicized that there was an attempt. You know, he threw out essentially, you know, about $1 million or more to make the fight happen. You guys seem more than, you know, consistent on the idea of wanting to face him, and they decided to go, you know, a 5-year extended contract for, he claims $5 million, and he's facing Tevin Farmer. So, you know, solid opponent, but I guess in this case, like, what weighs more, I guess, in your eyes? I know that you.
Is that real? Is that real? Extended contract?
I mean, if I mean, I didn't see the paper. You know what I mean? That's I guess what he's saying is they re-signed for a 5-year. So I can't validate. You know. No.
I mean, I offered him a amazing. We gave him.
Oh, I think I'm losing you a little bit. Hold on.
Okay, see, I thought that was me, but that's them over there. That's they shit cracking up. But shout out to my man, Darius Warren. Salute to you, homie. And shout out to my brother Skills from New Orleans in the motherfucking building. Salute, brother. Peace and blessings to you. If anybody want to hop up here, I got the link pinned into the chat as well. You know, we can have an open book. I'm always willing to let my fellow knowledgeable speakers come up here and, you know, kick their game and everything. But yes, they had a chance to fight Floyd Schofield. And see, I've been telling people that Auntie Schofield and them is a bunch of smoke and mirrors, because that was a chance for Floyd to get his biggest payday since he didn't have the Shakur fight. Floyd Schofield was going to make over $1 million in that fight, but they chose to turn it down to fight Tevin Farmer for at least a fourth. Big Dre, salute to you, my brother. How'd your event go, bro? I hope that thing went nice for you, bro. And salute to what you're doing for them youngsters out there, bro. Peace and blessings to you. Always represent for the people that's trying to keep them young boys out of the streets and put something in their mind. Knight Rider, my brother, peace and blessings, no long, no see. But yeah, that's what I was saying though. Like, Tevin Farmer is not a slow leak. I don't know why people is underestimating Tevin. Like, yeah, he lost twice to William Zepeda, but them fights was very fucking close. And if you see it, Tevin Farmer did his thing. William Zepeda had to go through everything. Like, that was not an easy win for Zepeda. And Floyd Schofield doesn't have half of what William Zepeda has. And for them to think that Floyd Schofield is about to go out there and do anything to Tevin Farmer that Tevin Farmer won't allow is a very crazy assumption. And like, if you was about to lose your O, you should have got it for more, because Tevin Farmer is not as high as ranked as Abdullah Mason. Like, you'd have went out there and got your ass whooped by Abdullah Mason, it would have been great. You feel what I'm saying? Not great, but it wouldn't have affected your market as much. Like, if you lose to Tank Davis, it's a loss, but it's Tank Davis. Now, you go out there and lose to Shakur Stevenson. Yes, Shakur Stevenson is considered an elite fighter, or if you lose to Devin Haney, they considered elite. I'm not saying they're elite, that's what they're considered. But a loss to Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson doesn't carry the same gravity as a loss to a Gervonta Tank Davis. Like, You lose to a Javante Tank Davis, you might get another title shot immediately. But losing to a Tank Davis, you are definitely going to get at least 3 or 4 fight offers back to back because you have just became a measuring stick. Now, when you lose to Shakur Stevenson or Devin Haney, you might get forgotten. Now, you lose to an Abdullah Mason. This is a young, upcoming motherfucking monster. So, people are going to want to see what they look like against you after Abdullah Mason. But if you lose to a Tevin Farmer, this is a man that's on the downslope of his career. Like, this is a man on the downslope of his career. Like, the man's in his late 30s. Well, he's in his 30s. I don't know exactly what. But a loss to Tevin Farmer is not the same as a loss to Abdullah Mason. And thinking that Tevin Farmer will be easier is even more crazier because at least with Abdullah Mason, you're fighting against his speed, his power, and his youth. You're going against Tevin Farmer, you're going against his newfound power, but you're also going against his pedigree, you're going against his IQ, you're going against his tactics. Like, you're going against a veteran who has his damn clock ticking. Like, his clock is ticking. He knows that he can't afford to take a frivolous loss. So you got a man that's out here basically fighting for his career. Like, his career is on the line when he fights you. So he's about to come out there like a mad dog. And I don't think you got the rabies shot to put him down. And I think, honestly, and this is me, but Tevin Farmer might stop that young boy. Like, if he thought, matter of fact, nigga, you struggle with Renee Tellez-Guillaume. Now, I'm not saying Renee Tellez-Guillaume is ass, but he might be a butt cheek. I'm telling you, he's like a C plus at best fighter. And Tevin Farmer is a solid B fighter. Like, you stepped up and you only getting a quarter of what you would have got. And you would have got more exposure with the Abdullah Mason than the Tevin Farmer fight. So it would have been another fight forthcoming. Like, after this Tevin Farmer fight, you get destroyed by Tevin Farmer, you basically done turned your career into a gatekeeper. But let me keep it going. I'm doing too much stopping in between. I know we want to keep it rolling. Make sure y'all smack that like button. And if y'all can, give me some support, man. Hit the Cash App or the PayPal, I need 5 people to support. Y'all know every day I try to get at least 5 y'all to support. If y'all don't mind, I appreciate every one of y'all, man. But let's keep this thing rolling.
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, yeah. But I said they say a lot of stuff, but what I can say is, we gave him an amazing offer. What a great opportunity. What just an amazing fight that. I turned down. I feel like he turned it down for a reason that wasn't, a valid reason, but that's his route.
I don't know what exactly, Marquis. Like, nobody has mentioned Regis and Knight Rider. You said who on Keyshawn resume that Abdullah Mason couldn't beat? He beats everybody on that resume and the resume holder. He beats Keyshawn as well. But let's go.
He ain't want to fight me, though. You can say that for sure.
I guess in this case, a lot of fans have voiced their opinion. Some people claim, it makes sense. Some people view it as a duck. Do those words come out your mouth, or is it just boxing business?
I mean, if you don't want to fight, you don't want to fight. And it's clear that he didn't want to fight. So we moving on. We not stuck that because Floyd Schofield, they're not going to determine where I go in my career. So that was just another stepping stone that we wanted to show our skills off with. We wanted to step in there with him and do our job. But if they're not gonna fight me, they're not gonna fight me, and I'm gonna move on to the next fighter, and I'm gonna do my thing on the next one.
Do you like that fight? I know you wanted.
And see, that's another thing I like about Abdullah Mason. Don't get caught up in the intricacies of people not fighting you. Salute to my brother Marquis in the Cash App with the $2 holla, bro. I appreciate you. You the first one to support the grind for today. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. And if I get 4 more people in there, that would be great. Support the grind, Cash App or PayPal. I even got a Venmo, but that right there, Abdullah's on the right track right there. Don't sit around waiting for a boxer to fight you. Like, you can waste your time. Look, there's always somebody else that's willing to fight. And if you sit around waiting, you'll be like Canelo and motherfucking David Benavidez. Or Demetrius Andrade trying to fight Canelo and motherfucking Triple G. Like a lot of fighters, like Earl trying to fight Terrence Crawford. Like a lot of people, you sit right there wasting your career trying to fight somebody that's definitely not trying to fight you.
To face Austin, but is that a fight just as a fan? If you remove yourself from the predicament of the fight opportunity and watching it, like, do you like Kid Austin?
Look, yeah, I mean, look, you know, that's one of those fights. You know, everybody was excited to see that one. You know, I feel like everybody also knew the outcome, what that would have been, though. But they knew that it would have been a great fight for boxing and for the fans. So that's one that I was hoping that would happen just off of, you know, that alone. Just off of that alone, knowing that it's an exciting fight that everybody would tune into, you know, and it would have been the biggest, I would say, as far as, you know, up and coming prospects, you know, but they didn't want to fight me, so moving on to this.
Do you ever think at a point you guys will face each other? Because I know that you know, you moved up, I think, four slots in the WBO. All right, I think you're number 2 now. You know, you're highly ranked, I think, in another sanctioned body, but it almost seems like you're going to get a world championship fight coming really, really soon. And they continue to push the WBA high rankings at some point. So it's a matter of time that both you guys get a championship. You guys are on borrowed time. And if you guys do make it, unification, right? For more money?
And I mean, I would hope so. You know, but if they didn't fight me now, then why would they fight me later? You know, it's gonna be even more risky, you know, for them. You know, with me being me progressing and me being a better fighter, you know, as I'm progressing. But you know, they asking for something that they know they're not gonna get, and I feel like that's an easy, you know, that's an easy way out.
Yeah. No, I mean, one day, you know, I know you guys have sparring history, you know, I've seen it, and, you know, hopefully we can get it one day, right?
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I also wanted before I finished.
Also, yeah, the sparring history they talking about. Abdullah Mason sat Kid Austin down in sparring. Like, he sat him down twice. Like, Abdullah Mason was too much, too fast, and too powerful in 16 ounces in headgear. He dropped Kid Austin with a body shot, and he caught him with a straight right. And that was in their sparring days. That was like 2 years ago. So, you know, a lot has changed in that. But one thing that has changed, Mason has more power, more speed, and he's getting better. And that's what Dr. Kebe talked about getting somebody off the chessboard early. Because as a fighter progresses, their skills also progress. And if you allowing a fighter to get that experience behind them, then that's crazy if you're going to fight them later, because you don't want your opponent to get comfortable. Like, Abdullah Mason is starting to get comfortable. He's starting to get his swagger. And like, the more you fight, you know, it's practice make perfect. And the more you get to sit there and practice something, the more you get to sit there and perfect your craft, the better you will be. And see, people don't understand, all you're doing is making a monster even more scarier. And not trying to fight that man now, it gets greater later. Like, he's only getting better. He's getting more ring IQ. He's getting more experience. He's getting more power. He's getting more speed. He's getting better reaction time. Like, when people sit there, that's one thing about practice. Like, the man is getting a chance to see different looks. And like, one thing about Floyd Mayweather, they say if you hit Floyd with a shot, you never hit him with that same shot again, because now he sees it. Shout out to my brother Just Do in the building. Salute to that king right there. And man, I seen your merchandise, man. I'm gonna get something for my son in the next couple weeks when his birthday, my other son, when his birthday come up. I'm gonna get him something from you, Just Do. But yeah, you're letting this man get better and better. And he's like wine. He's getting better with time, bro. And the more you sit there and wait, the worse it's gonna be. That's why it's always best to take somebody out the game early before you let them get that swagger. Hey, Andy Gill, that man wasn't destroying Abdullah Mason that sparring match. What he was doing was mauling that man. When Abdullah started putting the beats down on him, Floyd tried to wrestle, and he was smothering the shot. He was smothering it. That's what he was doing.
Chatting with you. I did want to talk to you about your last fight. I think social media is just a thing out there where they kind of give their honest opinions. Sometimes it's truthful. Sometimes they don't know what they're talking about, but it's out there, right? In the case of just getting it from you, I feel like even though you got the stoppage, fans are super critical at you at this point, right? You're at that stage now where no matter what you do, it's almost like you're a world champion, right? They nitpick to a certain point. So do you feel like your last fight, even though you got the stoppage, was nitpick worthy? And if so, why?
I would say the fight was a little different in aspects of him being a little awkward fighter, a little shorter fighter. So I couldn't really get certain things off the same in the beginning. So I definitely had to get a little used to him in the ring. And it wasn't as entertaining per se, but it was a great fight and I got the job done, and it was an experience, experience meaning, he was a different fighter than the rest that I faced. He was like a little rabbit in there, moving around, jumping around, I had to just get used to it a little bit, get used to his timing, and find out those certain shots to catch him with, because not every fight is easy, but you got to make it that way. I feel like I turned that fight into a fight that was easier than I made it easy, and it wasn't an easy fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that right there is why I'm so high on this young brother right here. Abdullah Mason has mastered the two things that you're supposed to do when you're learning how to box. And he's only getting better. First off, he has a vicious jab. The jab is the most important punch in boxing. And people like, why is that? Because the jab is a range finder. The jab is activity. The jab sets up different combinations. Plus, the jab will keep your opponent frustrated. Another thing a jab do will prevent your opponent from starting his offense. Like, if you got a good jab, you can keep your opponent at bay. And they have to get past your jab before they can start their offense. Like, matter of fact, George Kambosos versus Devin Haney. George Kambosos wasn't able to do half the shit he did to Teofimo Lopez. You know why? Devin Haney kept that stick out on him. You keep that stick, you keeping them away, especially if you got reach. That stick, they have to come through that stick. And then one thing about a jab, like I say, it sets everything up. If a person avoids your jab, or if they block your jab that comes through that stick, then you got the straight, you got the hook, you got the uppercut. So while they're focusing on that jab, you can set other things up to sit there and destroy them with it. Like, that is the basis for all the most vicious combinations. You come with that jab. And if you got a good jab, you can blind your enemy. And you know what they say, it's the shot that you don't see coming. When you got that jab in your motherfucking face, it's hard to see what's coming behind that jab, or what's coming over top of the jab, or what's coming around that jab. That jab sets up a lot of shit. Like Rolly Romero, when he just fought Ryan Garcia, he kept that jab in Ryan Garcia's face, and Ryan Garcia was frustrated he couldn't get past the jab because he didn't know if he got past the jab what was coming. That's how Rolly was able to drop Ryan. He threw that jab out there, then he followed it up with a straight. That's what I'm saying. The jab is very intricate, it's very important. It is the basis for all really attacks. Only person I've seen that really fought without a jab was Roy Jones, and that's because he was so fucking fast. He was Captain Hook. He'd throw a hook off so daggone fast, he didn't need a jab. But if you think back, if Roy Jones had developed his jab, now arguably he's the greatest boxer to ever lace him up, in my opinion. He's one of the greatest that ever laced them up. He is most definitely the most athletic that ever laced them up, but he didn't have the fundamentals. Just think of how great Roy Jones would have been if he had a jab, or if he set up his offense with a jab. Yeah, he might not be the Roy we thought about, but he could have been better with the jab. And the next thing that Abdullah Mason does that I'm telling you about, he cuts off the ring. He has fast feet, forward or backwards. He can fight off the front and the back foot, but he has mastered the art of closing down and catching his quarry. He knows how to cut the ring off. And once you learn how to cut the ring off, boxing becomes that much more simple. He's playing the game on easy mode right now. He has a vicious jab. He cuts the ring off, and he's 20 years old. I know fighters that's 30, in their late 30s. Motherfucking fighters that are progressed, that doesn't know how to cut. Edward Berlanga cannot cut the ring off. Jerome Boots Ennis, a hell of a fucking fighter. He has problems cutting the ring off. Teofimo cannot cut the ring off. Like, it's boxers, and this is what gets a boxer from being good, great, to elite, is if they cannot cut the ring. Canelo Alvarez, an all-time great. Sometimes he has problems cutting the ring off. And I think that's due to the fact that his legs are messed up. He's not as athletically gifted as he was. But if you cannot cut off that fucking ring, if you cannot corner your opponent, you cannot get but so far in the sport of boxing. Cutting off the ring is the most important thing of boxing. And we've seen it. Ramirez, if he could have cut the ring off, he could have gave Devin what for, what if, and what it was. But he could not cut that ring off. And cutting off the ring is the most important thing that you can do besides a jab. But let me finish this video up so we can keep it rolling.
Because I think I can remember it was before that fight or around that fight, but it makes sense that you and Emiliano at some point are gonna like a Oscar De La Hoya, Sugar Shane Mosley kind of thing, right? You guys are build up on the same platform, a lot of attention, both very entertaining, probably both soon to be a champion, made a lot of money. But your thoughts on just Emiliano kind of, I guess, now poking, and I'm sure that you will love that fight as well.
I mean, I say why not, you know, but he's at 140, I'm at 135. You know, I'm for sure keep doing my thing, and you know, if I move up to 140 anytime soon, most definitely.
Awesome. And before I let you go, I know you're fighting on Keyshawn Davis's undercard, and I know that there isn't really like animosity, but just competitive. You know, I want to just fight for an opportunity, fight for a title. Do you see yourself on a path of fighting Keyshawn Davis? I know he's right on the line of maybe moving up 140, but is that you think that will happen at 135, or and is that a fight that you want?
Yeah, I mean, why not as well? You know, I definitely want, you know, to fight with him and as well as the other fighters, you know, in my division. You know, we got other champions, Shakur Stevenson, you got Tank Davis, you got Raymond Murtaza is now a world champion. So it's definitely great opportunities. But, you know, for me being in my position, I don't know when, you know, I'll be able to face them, but it's looking like it's going to be real soon. So hopefully, you know, when I keep stepping up, you know, as I'm doing, you know, I'm the co-main event right now, and I'm ranked number 4 in WBC, and you know, I just can't wait to step in there with whoever give me the opportunity. So, you know, whenever that comes my way, I'll be prepared for it.
Awesome. Well, look, Abdullah, always answer questions like a professional, and obviously everyone's going to be tuning in on June 7th with a stat card. And you know, I know your brother's been winning in between your last fight, so yeah. I know it's back. You know, setting the trend at the Scope Arena on June 7th on ESPN. It's the co-main against Jeremiah Nakatia. Tough power puncher. So what do you want to tell the fans out there before I let you go?
I want the fans to tune in and to another performance, and I also want the fans to let me know who they want me to fight. So anybody watching this or anybody tuned into this, I want y'all to put it out there. I want y'all to let everybody know and let us know who y'all want to see me fight.
That right there is the makings of a star, and I'm explaining it. Shout out to my brother Andy Gill. Yes, Tank Davis is a master of cutting off the ring, and he's a short-statured guy. So it's even tougher for Tank because he's a small guy having to walk down and cut the ring off, and he has to fight through jabs every time, like with the Barrios fight. That shit was difficult. That showed how great he was as a boxer. But Abdullah Mason, man, salute to that king right there. That man sitting there talking about who the fans want him to fight. See, this right there is what makes you a fan favorite. This is another way of becoming a superstar. This is how you get your people involved, because now people are sitting there telling you who you want to fight, who you want to see them fight. And that fight right there that they're talking about, Emiliano Vargas, that is a super fight. That is a super fucking fight. And a lot of people might not understand what I'm saying, but Abdullah Mason versus Emiliano Vargas in 2 more fights will be bigger than Keyshawn Davis versus Abdullah Mason. And I know y'all like, well, how the fuck is that? Because first off, Keyshawn and Abdullah are both black fighters. You feel what I'm saying? Emiliano Vargas, he has the Mexican fan base behind him, being the son of the great Fernando Vargas. And they're saying that he's the next up and coming. Emiliano Vargas is what Virgil Ortiz and Jerron Ennis should have been done did. You feel me? You got one of the best new up and coming Mexican prospects going against one of the great up and coming black prospects. That's gonna be black and brown pride right there. And they're about to come out there and they're gonna represent. And these are 2 young fighters who can get this shit in. And I can't wait to see that fight. But like I said, they got Abdullah Mason. Like, the door is closing in real tight. They're not going to be able to keep this young boy out because, like I said, you got Abdullah Mason. He's number 4 in the WBC with Shakur. You got Abdullah Mason. He's number 2 in the WBO with Keyshawn Davis. So already right there, they're pushing the envelope to push this man out there. Now, I don't know how Top Rank is going to handle the situation with Keyshawn and Shakur both being on the same, they both being right there together. So that right there, they're probably going to end up pushing one above. You know what I'm saying? They're probably going to end up making Keyshawn go up because they still see a lot of money with Keyshawn. You feel what I'm saying? Like, Keyshawn is still an asset to Top Rank. And if you got motherfucking damn Keyshawn and you got Abdullah in there, they're both great. They're both great. You feel what I'm saying? Or both can be great. But that's one thing that we haven't had a lot of in this new day and age. And that's 2 young, up-and-coming black fighters fighting each other at the height of their popularity. Like, they're at the height of their popularity. They're now starting to get their name going, and that would be a great fight right there. But this fight right here, people are not understanding, right? Rod Walker, salute, bro. They're not understanding what's about to go down right here. And let me give y'all the play. I'm gonna give y'all the play-by-play. And yes, can I get 4 people to support the grind for the day? Just give me 4. Give me 4 more people to support. We cooking right now, but let me explain the play that's going down right here. First off, Top Rank is trying to get that belt out of Shakur Stevenson's hand. Like, Top Rank, I'm surprised that Shakur was even able to leave Top Rank with the belt. I'm surprised they was even able to let Shakur Stevenson leave with the belt. That's for one. You see, when Devin was leaving, Devin had damn near dropped every damn belt. That's one thing they do is they try to get that hardware up off of you before you go. They even have a clause in their contract that if you do win a belt, you know, you got to give them a couple more fights. This is what they do. This is how Top Rank does this shit. You feel what I'm saying? It's like a slave contract to keep you indebted or keep you involved with Top Rank, for one, right? For two, notice on this fight card right here, both of these up-and-coming fighters are both fighting opponents of Shakur Stevenson. You got Keyshawn Davis. Exactly, Rod Walker. You got Keyshawn Davis fighting Edwin De Los Santos, right? And this is supposed to be the one person that really gave Shakur the biggest problem. They said Shakur ran from this man. They say Shakur really didn't beat Edwin De Los Santos, where I felt like Shakur used the ring. He got lateral. He got the fuck away. But then you got Jeremiah Nakatilia. This is the guy they say Shakur felt the man's power and he stayed away. Now, these are Shakur's two toughest opponents. On paper, they say these are the two toughest people that Shakur Stevenson has fought, right? If I'm wrong, let me know, but I'm trying to keep it going. Work with me, people. So on paper, Nakatilia and De Los Santos are the two names that they always bring up when they're talking about Shakur Stevenson and his claim for greatness, right? These are the two names that they always throw. Nakatilia or Edwin De Los Santos. Like, they even got the picture where Shakur actually turned tail and got the fuck out of Dodge versus Edwin De Los Santos. They got the picture of it, right? So now you got two up-and-coming fighters. You got Abdullah Mason, who's ranked number 4 in the WBC and number 2 in the WBO. Against Jeremiah Nakatilia. And this is the guy that gave Shakur the most problems before Edwin De Los Santos. Now, Abdullah Mason is a stylistic nightmare for Jeremiah Nakatilia, and I'm explaining it to you, right? Styles make fights. And Abdullah Mason has explained it to you. I've explained it to you. Jeremiah Nakatilia is a come-forward fighter who relies on power and reach. He doesn't have no defense. That's why Miratala was able to get him up out of there. Like I said, he's a glass cannon. He's all about offense, no defense. Abdullah Mason is A-ranked when it comes to offensive weapons and offensive pedigree. Abdullah Mason, he could throw different punches from different angles. The man got some punches in his bag that I haven't seen before. Like, you know how like Steph Curry makes trick shots on the basketball court? Well, Abdullah Mason makes trick shots in that ring. Abdullah Mason gets it in. He gets it popping. Now, Jeremiah Nakatilia hasn't seen none of this in what he's about to see right now. Even though Abdullah Mason is young, Jeremiah Nakatilia has not seen the firepower or the speed in which he's about to get pummeled. Abdullah Mason will stop this man in under 6 rounds. I know people like, man, so Apex, you tripping. You're tripping. I'm telling you, Abdullah Mason will stop this man in less than 6 rounds. He's about to come out here. He's about to destroy this man. If y'all remember when Abdullah Mason fought that garage guy, the undefeated dude, the dude that had a draw, but he was undefeated. Y'all remember the man sat there and put pain on Abdullah. Abdullah got mad and hit that nigga with 4 straight lefts. Destroyed the man's face. Big Dog Willie salute. He's not chinny, Big Dog Willie. He got hit with some shit he didn't see coming, but he got back up and he did his thing. See, I hate when people say that a fighter is chinny when you get hit with a shot and you get back up. Like shit. That I call that good fight. You feel what I'm saying? I call that being a warrior. Like Abdullah Mason, and that's one of his flaws, Big Dog Willie, is that he comes to fight. He's a fan favorite. He tries to keep the fans happy and engaged. And yes, that will put you in the line of fire. That will get you hit. But it also builds your fan base. It also gets people to want to watch you as well. So, yes, if Abdullah Mason gets hit, it shows the tenacity and it shows the wherewithal to get back up. And not only do you not motherfucking shell up, but attack even more. Yeah, Abdullah Mason gets dropped and then he comes right back with firepower. That right there is called a fan favorite. That is the makings of a superstar, Big Dog Willie. But, and salute to my man, Big Dog Willie. Fly frequency, salute, man. But I didn't say Devin was chinny frequent. I said Devin had heart. But Devin also needs to raise up that damn left hand. But what I'm also trying to say is, see, y'all got me on a different point. But what I was trying to explain to y'all is the setup. They got two people that gave Shakur Stevenson his hardest fights. You got Jeremiah Nakatilia and you got Edwin De Los Santos. These are the two names that people get when they try to discredit Shakur and all the work that Shakur has done in boxing. They always run to Jeremiah Nakatilia and they run to Edwin De Los Santos, right? So now you got Keyshawn Davis fighting De Los Santos. You got Jeremiah Nakatilia going against Abdullah Mason, right? So this whole fight card is an ode to discrediting Shakur Stevenson. This whole fight card is to bring Shakur Stevenson's stock down and raise these other guys. Now, Abdullah Mason goes out there and stops this man. Oh, man, Shakur couldn't do that. Keyshawn Davis goes out here and stops De Los Santos. Oh, man, did you see that? But the one thing they won't mention is that Keyshawn Davis is fighting Edwin De Los Santos that hasn't fought in 2 years. Shout out to my brother Big Dogs, Big Supreme in the building. Shout out to Flyer Liar frequently in the building. Shout out to my brother Picasso, Passe, Zo. And can I get 4 people to support the grind in the Cash App or the PayPal, man? Y'all support the grind, man. We getting it going today. But what I was saying, yeah, he's tricking the game for too long. I just need 4 people to support the grind. Can I get 4 people in the grind to support? But what I was saying, so Keyshawn and Abdullah Mason comes out there and gets stoppages on Shakur Stevenson's 2 toughest opponents. What do you think they're going to say after that? We about to hear how Shakur Stevenson's overrated, how these young people are coming for Shakur and all this right here. And notice you already seen Keyshawn take shots at Shakur, calling them weird and all this shit right here. Y'all don't see the hate train coming. And see, Nakatilia gets stopped by Abdullah Mason. Abdullah, who's number 4 in the WBC, will probably jump up to number 2. Or will probably jump up to number 1. Matter of fact, let me pull up the 145 rank, the 135 rankings. I'm gonna pull that up for you, right? The 135 boxing rankings, right? We're gonna see what this look like. 135 boxing rankings. All right, hold on 1 second. Yeah, that would be crazy if Edwin De Los Santos lays out Keyshawn Davis. But the fucked up shit about it, right? That man hasn't been in the damn ring in 2 years. He hasn't worked out in 2 years. All right, here we go, y'all. Hold on. I'm about to share it right now. And where the support at for your boy? Where the 4 people that supporting the grind for the day? It don't matter. Shout out to everybody that do come through and support, but y'all watch this real quick. I'm about to show y'all something crazy. And shout out to my nigga Line Frequently in the Cash App with the $2 holler. Hey, Frequent, hit the link anyway, bro. Because, man, you got to talk up here anyway. Hit the link, Frequent. Now, we got my nigga Frequent supporting the grind. I know I can get 3 more people to support the grind now. I know y'all ain't going to let Frequent fly out show y'all, man. Let me get 3 more people to support the grind. We got Frequent support. My biggest hater, Frequent, is supporting the grind. I know I'm cooking today. I got to be cooking if I got Frequent Flyer supporting the motherfucking channel today. Can I get 3 more people to support the grind today? 3 people. And I don't know yet, but next week I might take a few days off next week because I got something that I got to handle. I think Dr. Kia be here next week, but would Dr. Kia be back tomorrow? But I got some things I got to take care of next week. And shout out to the VPN General, my brother in the building, Alan Sostain. What's up, family? Peace and blessings. But yeah, Frequent Flyer just supported. Can I get 3 more people in the channel? All right, check this out, y'all. We about to go through this real quick. All right, the IBF. We got nobody rated. You know they don't put nobody in the first 2 spots of the IBF. They don't put nobody in the first 2 spots. But the IBF, Abdullah Mason is number 15. That's crazy. In the WBA, Abdullah Mason, is he not even ranked? He's not even ranked. So they're keeping him away from Tank. They're keeping him away from Tank. Now, in the WBC, he's ranked number 4. He's ranked number 4, right? He's ranked number 4. Andy Cruz is right here. He's about to be going for, check this out now. I'm about to explain this, Rod Walker. Andy Cruz, after his next fight, he's going to be put in the number 1 spot so he can fight Raymond Muratalla. So Andy Cruz is about to get out the number 1 spot. Andy Cruz is about to get out the number 1 spot. Abdullah Mason, if he stops, now listen, if Abdullah Mason stops Jeremiah Nakathila, he will leapfrog Ricardo Nunez and Sam Noakes. Sam Noakes is Eddie Hearn's guy. That's why he stays up there, people. But Abdullah Mason will leapfrog these 2 people, and Andy Cruz will be gone. By the next 2 fights, Abdullah Mason will be number 1 in the WBC. He's number 2 in this right here. He's number 2. So after this fight right here, Abdullah will be number 1 here. in about a month, he'll be number one right here. And this is what, and I'm gonna show y'all something else that's crazy, right? Look at this. Sam. This is what's crazy, y'all. Terrell V, salute my brother. Okay. Yes, Andy Cruz does have a fight coming up. And the thing about that, Andy Cruz is going to be fighting to fight Raymond Muratalla for the IBF, so it's going to take him out of the WBC. Okay, Sam Noakes, 17-0, 15 knockouts, right? From the UK. He just beat Patrick Belaz, right? This man's resume is shit. He is shit. Now, he's done beat some undefeated fighters, but they're all UK fighters. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't try to get a Sam Noakes and Abdullah Mason fight. Sam Noakes versus Abdullah Mason would be a perfect fight. That will get him up in ranks. But I'm trying to figure out Ricardo Nunez, how he's way up there. Like, Ricardo Nunez, look at this. Hold on. Ricardo Nunez. Yeah, it's bullshit, Rod Walker. But this is what Eddie Hearns could do for his people. The same way he got what's your boy name up there that Shakur was gonna fight. So this is the number 2 person. So you mean to tell me this is number 2 for the WBC? Nah, not Padley, Creole. I'm talking about Joe, what the fuck? The motherfucker that got knocked out by Anthony Cassasi. The one Shakur was supposed to have a damn pay-per-view fight for, but he pulled out with it. Shit, I forgot the nigga name. The nigga he was supposed to have, the nigga that got knocked out at 130 came up to 135. Yeah, Joe Cordina. Yeah, Joe Cordina. Now listen, this man right here is number 2 in the WBC. Now tell me they're not trying to pad this man to fight Shakur. Come on, man. This man lost 3 in a row. Zaire Abdullah beat him. Misanari Rishiki beat him, stopped him. He got beat by Albert Bakhtiar. He got knocked out by Javante Davis. He got knocked out by a nigga 10-3, Barney Argulez. And he got beat by Simon Siles, who was 3-5. But this is the man who they're making number 2. Rod Walker. Suspect is not the word. Nigga, that nigga right there is the damn, he is it. He is it. This nigga is ranked number 2 in Shakur Stevenson's division. There's no way on boxing green earth that man is supposed to be ranked over Abdullah Mason, Javier Carrera, or Sam Noakes even. And notice Ricardo Nunez, right? He's not in none of these other sanctioned bodies. none of these other sanctioning bodies. Joe Cordina is in none of these other sanctioning bodies. This nigga, Dmitry Asunov, is in none of these sanctioning bodies. Like, let me see, is Justin Paul, whatever his name is, Justin Palsy or whatever the fuck his name say. Justin Paulo is in none of these sanctioning bodies. So you got Justin Paulo, Demetrius Asani, you got Joe Cordina, and Ricardo Nunez. You got 4 people in your sanctioning body that is in no other sanctioning bodies. Shakur Stevenson has the weakest sanctioning body, period. And the WBC is supposed to be the motherfucking green belt. He has nobody ranked in his fucking shit. Right? But it's funny. How the hell does Ricardo Nunez get ranked number 2? So you telling me Ricardo Nunez is ranked higher than Abdullah Mason, Sam Noakes, Frank Martin, undefeated Javier Herrera, of course over Joe Cordina, over El Rayo, Tevin Farmer, Baranchek, Maxie Hughes, Lucas Body. Like, come on, bro. Like, come on. This nigga right here is some bullshit. And that's crazy because they got all this shit right here. This man is not ranked on nobody else's sanctioning body. Like, he's not ranked. Like, Shakur has the most suspect sanctioning body, top 15. Like, ain't no way this shit right here is supposed to be there. But like I said, it's a really conspiracy theory. This shit's crazy. But can I get 3 people to support the grind? We about to keep it rolling. But I need 3 people to support the grind for the day. You know, help out, hook out for the cookout. I appreciate all y'all. But yeah, this shit right here is crazy. But it's about to be pressure cooker. Because like I said, Andy Cruz is in line to fight for the IBF against Raymond Muratalla in the next 2 fights. So that's going to take him out the top. I don't know what they're going to do with Ricardo Nunez, but Abdullah Mason is going to be in the top 2. Like, he's going to be in the top 2 of the WBC. But this right here is what we're looking at. Sam Noakes. So Sam Noakes is probably, shout out to my brother Ant McQueen in the building. Salute, King. How you doing today, brother? Ant McQueen.
Oh, good, man. Chilling. I was gonna say the thing with them rankings is you always got to pay attention to them little regional belts they be having. When you see they have like the WBC silver this or like the NABF.
Oh, yeah, I know about that, bro. I know, but Ricardo Nunez ain't got none of that shit.
No, he just fought in that WBC Latino thing that they got. If you go and you look and you drop down the menu on the what's the name
Oh,
on
shit.
his last couple of fights.
So that
So
jumps
that's
him up to
probably how
number
he
2?
got up there.
Damn, that drops him up to number 2?
Yeah, depending on who he beat and where they were at the time. Now,
Oh,
of course, you know these promoters. They got their relationships with the sanctioning bodies. Everybody knows about Top Rank and the WBO back in the day. What's my man's name? They used to wear the bow tie with the tux.
well, yeah, that's the WBO.
Butch
That's the WBC,
Butch
though. That's what I'm
Lewis.
talking about.
No, I was just using
Yeah.
that as an example. I'm saying
Oh,
like
yeah.
whoever it is that he's with, they probably got a relationship with them. Put him in
Yeah.
position, and the next thing you know, they got him fighting for one of them little regional belts that puts him in line some way somehow.
Yeah, his last fight was in January. He fought Jorge Martinez, who was 10-4. You feel me? He fought him. Nigga was 10-4. The nigga he beat before that was Jezreel Corrales, who was 26-7. Let me see. They didn't fight for no type of belt. No, they didn't fight for no type of belt. But yeah, that shit crazy right there. But you see, what I was saying though, this card right here, a lot of people ain't noticing it, but this card right here is to discredit Shakur Stevenson because you know I be kind of hard on Shakur, but I still fuck with him because he's a young black fighter and I fuck with my people and shit. You feel what I'm saying? But this right here is to discredit Shakur Stevenson and what he's contributed to boxing because you and I both know whenever they talk about Shakur Stevenson in boxing, who's the two names that they always bring up to talk about messed up performances he had?
Well, the first one is the first one is Edward De Los Santos. Shout out to my guy Big Dog Willie. I know that's him with that Jake Paul versus Tank.
You know it's him. You know it's Big Dog, man. Yeah, first one is Edwin De Los Santos, and who's the other one that they always bring up?
Jeremiah Nakatila, but I would urge people who haven't seen the fight to actually go back and watch the fight. Like that fight was nowhere.
Nah, Shakur did his thing. He boxed the man. He boxed the man.
Dropped him twice.
Yeah, there's a lot of hating right there when it comes to that fight. The fight wasn't as
no, but see, I've already said that. I said Shakur put on a masterclass performance. He hit and didn't get hit. That's what you're supposed to do in boxing. And I said that to people, but I said that's still the two names that they always bring up whenever they try to discredit Shakur. They bring up the Edwin De Los Santos and they bring up the Jeremiah Nakatila.
Yeah, that's what haters do.
Huh?
The haters do that. People who watch boxing don't do that, but haters do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it's funny that those are the two people that they got on this fight card. They got Edwin De Los Santos and Jeremiah Nakatila on this fight card to show the intricacies of Shakur Stevenson. Now, Abdullah Mason, I got him stopping Nakatila in 6 rounds.
You sure about that?
I don't even think it makes it that far, honestly. The last time he came up with two guys that was sharp, with Morataya and what the hell is my guy's name? It was Morataya. The other guy's escaping me right now. He got knocked out. He got knocked out in 2.
That was Muratala when he fought Nakatila.
It was somebody else who stopped. It was somebody else who stopped. It was Tito Mercado.
Yeah,
it was Tito
Mercado.
Tito Mercado stopped him in 2 twice. Also, both of them dudes.
Yeah,
Mercado
and that's what I'm saying. That's what I said. I said they are nightmare matchups for him because he's all gas and no brakes. Like his offense, that's all he relies on is his offense. He don't rely on defense. And I said going up against an opponent like Abdullah Mason, he's going to open himself up to get punished. Like, that's the problem. And I say Shakur is a boxer, but he doesn't have that type of power to make that nigga pay. Now, he's in there with Abdullah. Abdullah's going to make him pay. You feel what I'm saying? And that right there, they're going to use that to say, well, look what he did and look what Shakur did. All right? So it ain't really nothing they can do about that. But see, on the Edwin De Los Santos tip, they're going to be like, well, look what Keyshawn did. But what they fail to realize is Keyshawn got this man off of 2 years of him going through blood clot treatment. So, when you got blood clots, you're not even supposed to work out because it can affect your blood clot and have that shit go to your heart or your brain and kill you. So Edwin De Los Santos has been out of shape for 2 fucking years. And I don't know how some of these people think, but if you haven't worked out in 2 years, I don't give a fuck if you got an 8-week program. You're not going to be able to build your stamina up in no goddamn couple months. It takes a while to get your stamina back up. And plus, Edwin De Los Santos was also out of shape. So he has to lose weight. He has to try to get some stamina up. And this is a man that hasn't worked out in over 2 years. This fight right here is not going to be a good measuring stick on Shakur or Keyshawn Davis because you're fighting a man who was a convalescent for the last 2 years. So he has to put 2 years into 2 months of training. I don't even think we're going to get 50% of Edwin De Los Santos in this fight, physically. Now, he might be there mentally, but physically, we're not even going to get 50% of Edwin De Los Santos that fought Shakur Stevenson. We're not. But the detractors are going to say, well, he fought Shakur, and look what Keyshawn did. The same way they did when Keyshawn fought Pedraza. People don't realize Pedraza has been brought down to a weight class that he hadn't been in years. The man was also older. Like, these haters don't realize the shit they saying. They move the goalpost, and like, you're not fighting people at the same time. Like when Devin Haney fought, motherfucking. You say what?
Upper, quick question. When did Nakatia fight Nakatia? How many? Like 4 or 5 years ago?
You say what, bro?
Can you hear me?
You said something about Nakatia.
Yeah, when did Shakur fight him? Was it like 4 years ago? 5 years ago?
He fought him before he took an L. I know that much. And then Shakur beat him. It kind of been.
He been going downhill. He been going downhill since the Shakur fight.
That was like 4 years ago, right? 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, they was at 130.
I thought it was 126. You might what? 130, 126.
Nah, they fought at 130.
That was a minute
I think
ago.
it was in 2000. I think it was 2021. Either 2021, 2022.
Yeah, so that's what, like you're saying, people be trying to say, oh, he fought like the Pedraza and Keyshawn. No, that was like damn near almost 10 years ago. So, they would say that shit, Mason beat up.
And I feel like it's a disservice to Shakur because Shakur fought that man when he was a fucking hungry-ass contender, when he was out here putting the beats on people. This nigga ain't been putting the beats on shit. He been getting the beats put on him every time you turn around now. But you let the haters explain it. Keyshawn is this, Keyshawn is that. Look how he did it, and Shakur couldn't do it. And I'm like, okay, if that's the case, look at Sugar Ray Leonard. He fought Hector Camacho. But is that the same motherfucking Sugar Ray that fought motherfucking Hitman Hearns? Is that the same Sugar Ray that fought Marvelous Marvin Hagler?
Nope.
Is that the same Sugar Ray that made Roberto Duran say nobody?
Nope.
No. And I hate when these fake ass boxing fans don't take the shit into context. When Shakur fought Jeremiah Nakathila, he was an undefeated boss. That boy was fucking shit around. And now he's a shell of himself. Like Shakur showed you how to beat the man, really. He showed that man doesn't have no defense. And after Shakur beat him, other fighters seen that he didn't have no defense, but they had more pop. They had more pop to make him pay. So Shakur didn't have the pop to make him pay, but he outboxed that nigga. He put on a masterclass, and I said that Shakur at 130 was my favorite weight division for Shakur.
Well, they did the same thing with Tank and
power for that division. Not saying he was a powerful puncher, but he did his thing in there.
But they did the same thing with Tank Pedraza. I mean, with Keyshawn Pedraza, they said, well, look at Keyshawn knocked him out in this amount of time. So Pedraza was like undefeated, and he was like,
he was undefeated. Yeah, he was an undefeated champion.
Yeah, so they people be on some bullshit with that. That's why I'm taking half these motherfuckers seriously.
Yeah, like when Pedraza fought Tank, that nigga was undefeated, and he was the champion.
22-0 IBF champ.
Yeah, and Keyshawn brought that nigga down from 140. Just like a lot of people say, look what Keyshawn did to Gustavo Lemos. I said, first off, Gustavo Lemos didn't have but a 7.5-week training camp. Then they tried to bring him down to 135. The nigga wasn't even in shape. But they were like, well, he played weight games. I say it's a difference between coming into a fight overweight but in shape and coming to a fight overweight and you're not in shape. I said that nigga wasn't overweight because he was playing weight games. The nigga wasn't in shape. Like shit, if I got 5 pounds extra of fat or 5 pounds extra in muscle, that shit makes a difference. It makes a big difference. And see, Teach, of course you would say that. You said if Keyshawn KOs De Los Santos, you got to compare the two fights still. Like how do teach? When Shakur fought De Los Santos, he was coming off a damn knockout win with El Rayo. He was coming off top performances, bro. Now you comparing him, and he hasn't fought in 2 years. He hasn't worked out in 2 years, bro, and he had a shoulder injury. How can you compare that, Teach? As a boxer fan, how can you compare that? Shakur fought this nigga at the height of his goddamn succession. Now Keyshawn fighting this man at his low. How would you even compare it? And see, that's the fans that I be talking about. Like, that is not a comparison, but you say you're a Shakur fan. How can you compare that, though, Teach? I don't get it. Maybe I'm wrong.
But that's what I would say is to be determined, because who knows? There could be a situation where him taking the time off, it could have done him some good, because it could have been one of them situations where he could have been in the ring and been compromised. So I think we got to just wait and see. He might surprise us. I don't want to say, well, he was out and it was this horrible thing. It could be, but just got to wait and see. To be determined. And then I also think that fights are their own fights. Each one is like a snowflake. No two are the same. Because even with like Keyshawn and Pedraza, right? Yeah, Pedraza's coming back down to 135. Hadn't been there in some time. Yada yada yada, all that good stuff. But I also look at it on the flip side. That was what, Keyshawn's 11th fight or something like that. There aren't too many 11-0 fighters right now that I would feel confident enough to even put them in there with a veteran like Pedraza, where I wouldn't have to be concerned with them having a Beck the Bully type situation. Remember, Beck the Bully was in there with what's my boy's name? Rosario, with Gabe Rosado. But he was in there with Gabe Rosado. Gabe Rosado had like what, 18 L's, something crazy like that.
Like 13 losses.
And fucking knocked Beck out. So you never know with them veteran guys, man. You had what's the name in there looking shaky as hell with Steve Rose. Berlanga was knocking everybody out. Yep. He was in there with Steve Rose, and he looked shitty as hell. So I look at it both ways. It's like, yeah, Pedraza was at somewhat of a disadvantage having to come back down, but also Keyshawn's still young in the game. That's not a guy that's easy by any means for an 11-0.
I wouldn't say he really young in the game, because Keyshawn spent all that time in the amateurs, all that extra time. He has an extensive boxing background.
Yeah, he's not gonna mess up. He's too, like, the Olympics and shit like that. He knows what to look for. He ain't gonna mess up against that old ass dude. I think that once you get in a competition with, like, he fights a core or somebody like Tank or something like that, it's a different story because they're skilled. But I think he's gonna pick this dude apart.
But this is what I'm saying. I see if Edwin De Los Santos was taking a break off, but people don't realize the nigga had blood clots. That means he can't work out. You can't work out. And I don't know if y'all work out and shit, but 2 years of not working out, just trying to come back and work out, it's a whole big difference. Like, I ain't played basketball in a year. And when I tried to go back out there and play a game, boy, you talking about somebody that was hurting. I had the Bengay, the Tiger Bomb, and that motherfucker Icy Hot after the end of that game, boy.
Well, you know.
But the thing is, we don't know the severity of the blood clots. That's for one. And then two, we're basing this on the last time we seen him, which was November 2023. I'm pretty sure Samson Lukowicz, who represents him, that dude ain't no fool. He wouldn't just throw the man up in there.
I seen one of the videos of him training, and he looked, and when they first announced it, and he was out of shape.
Yeah, I'm very sure he was out of shape. But how long he's been back? What, I mean, he started working out like in what, January? Started working on January, this past January.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean that's 8 months. I mean that's 5 months underneath his belt. So maybe, you never know. I'm not gonna put it past. I mean, he's a good talent. I think people overrate him a little bit too much just because
he almost died.
He overrate him, and he fought a broken hand for core, and he couldn't come off the ring. I think he's overrated, to be honest with you. He punches hard.
Plus, you know, he just had that shoulder surgery too. So this is his first fight after having shoulder surgery.
And Big Dog, on top of that, we always forget he had that loss. I don't know how the hell he lost to William Foster, no disrespect.
My nigga William Foster put the brakes on. What you mean? William Foster was a killer until he went down in weight. I don't know why he did it. I don't know
I
why
mean, like
Williams
I
fought
said,
some third with.
I think Edwin's overrated. I'll be honest with you. So I think, I mean, he's all offensive, and there's and he can't talk.
He's a
I mean,
glass cannon. He's a
yeah,
glass
yeah,
cannon. Like I said,
yeah.
like when he knocked out El Rayo, that was after Rayo put him down. But that's what I say about fighters that are glass cannons. They have no defense, all offense, and if they can land the shot, then they good. But if they don't, then it's problems. Like Nakatilia, he a glass cannon.
Yeah, and like when he fought Ryo, you knew one was going to get knocked out because that's all they do. They're swinging for the fences every single time, both of
Mm-hmm.
them. So I mean,
Well, the Ryo damn near got knocked out. I'm not Ryo. De Los Santos damn near got knocked out in that fight.
Yeah,
That
he
fight could
got
have went
dropped
either
first.
way. It was really he got dropped first.
And he caught that man, he caught him with a Hail Mary. And that's what everybody been going off of, that Hail Mary.
Boxing wise, I think the most consistent performance I've seen from him thus far was against Joseph Adorno. Then I didn't really know how much stock to put in that because shortly after that, we seen Joseph Adorno fight Nicholas Walters on Pro Box. Nicholas Walters ain't fight since the damn Lomachenko fight.
Yeah.
And he
But
had
see
Joseph
that
Adorno looking suspect as hell.
Joseph Adorno, and when he fought Joseph Adorno, you know, Adorno had just came off that long break. He fought Joseph Adorno off that long break. So, you know, I don't know. But hey, let me get 3 people to support the grind. Can I get 3 people to support the grind for the day? You know, we cooking up here. I need 3 people to support the grind for the day. But that's all I'm saying. Like, people don't see it. I'm just saying this whole card, like, people don't understand, but I see what the play is. This whole card is the shit on Shakur Stevenson, though. Because they got his 2 toughest opponents, per se, and they got them both going against these young people right here.
so you know who that? That's Bob Arum, though. So you
That's
already
what I
know
said.
that.
That's what I said. I said Bob Arum is trying to put the damn. He's trying to put the claws in Shakur.
And that's why Mason's not on the WA at all. Like, I mean, those guys pay for those promoters pay for their spot on those thinking bodies. Like, Mason should be on the WA. He's not even on it. That makes no sense.
No, it does, because to even get ranked in a sanctioning body, you have to pay a sanctioning fee.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's like Bob Arum is not trying to put him on that.
Yeah, he ain't trying to pay. He ain't trying to pay that WBA fee to put him in the ranking.
No, but what for? Why would he do that when all them other belts 2 of the belts would be under his control? So that's why you go to IBF and the WBO route, because you got Keyshawn with the WBO. What's in right now is the interim. Lomachenko was the champion in recess. If he doesn't come back, then Morataya becomes the full-time champion. And then
and now I
have
feel
him
like
do a
they're
couple
going.
defenses.
You think Mason will go after Mortalo since that's the easier of the 2?
No, not
That's what I
necessarily
said.
go
I think
after
they're going after
Morataya.
the WBC too. They're going after the WBC. That's how Abdullah done jumped to number 4.
I don't know because I don't think that Bob Arum think anybody can beat. It's of course such a hard matchup to beat. I think they're going to have a champion as a Mason to have a permanent spot at the Mortalo spot. Because I mean, having Mason go up against the court, that's a big risk, and you don't want to lose to one of his stars that early. So Mortalo,
I know that's why he trying to. That's why I feel like this Nakatilia fight is like a tester. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is a tester just so they could, you know, they're trying to use this just to see how it compares. That's what I feel like.
So I really think he's going to go after Mortalo. Because Loma, what the fuck is Loma doing? So I mean, he's done anyway,
Andy
right?
Cruz. You know, Andy Cruz about to fight Muratalla. If he wins this next fight, then he got a fight with Muratalla lined up.
But that's up to, I don't know.
It's up to the IBF, and the IBF don't play them games when it comes to that shit. IBF.
Keyshawn move. How long do you think Keyshawn will be at 135? You think he's gonna move up pretty soon?
Well, you know, Abdullah number 2. I said Abdullah number 2. I see Keyshawn fighting Sam Noakes, the number 1 person, and I feel like he fights Sam Noakes. That right there is going to take him over for a year. You know, that's going to get rid of his mandatories for a year. So Abdullah ain't gonna be able to really press the issue because he got a year. And I feel like before that year over with, I feel like they'll probably set Keyshawn to move up to 140 because I don't
Then
think
they
they're
still
trying to
take
put. You said what?
they still take that belt after Keyshawn moves up. Now you think it's gonna happen?
Yeah, that's what I think gonna happen because I don't think they're gonna put him in there with shout out to the beautiful Queen too said. I don't think they're gonna put him in there with Keyshawn because notice Abdullah saying what he's saying and Keyshawn ain't said a damn thing. And I remember that one time Keyshawn said something and Abdullah said something and Keyshawn came back and backtracked real quick. And they've sparred together too. And my man over there said that Abdullah be putting the hands on them boys and sparring though.
So you think? I just think that Bob Arum has this already planned out. He has it
Well,
planned
now
out.
Bob Arum, people don't realize, but
Yep.
Bob Arum, he doesn't even be over the day-to-day shit no more, bro. Like Bob
But
Arum is
he
really just a figurehead right now. Like he's really
yeah,
not doing much. They run this shit without him right now, really.
but I mean, his company know what they're doing with those two stars. He's not. They're not I highly doubt they let those two dudes fight at all.
I mean, it'll be. I'm gonna tell you like this, right? It'd be great for one of their careers, but if they want to make money, it'd be best to build it up for later. But if one of them can get it off, it'll push one of them into superstar. Now, it's if they want to risk getting rid of one of them for the other, or do they want to keep getting money off both of them?
Those are
But
two
they got
superstars.
another big fight that's brewing right now that will push one of them into superstardom too, and that's Abdullah Mason and Emiliano Vargas. The son of the great Fernando Vargas, and
Yeah.
he's been calling for it, and that's what we should have got with Virgil Ortiz and Boots back in the day. You got two young monsters trying to fight each other, and I say, shit, if them two fight right there, that's gonna be a pay-per-view worthy fight right there. Plus, whoever wins that fight is gonna be on the fast track right there.
Well,
So I
that's
don't
what
know
he
how they're
said.
gonna handle that as well.
If he wants to move up to 154, if Bruce wants to move up to 154, that fight can happen.
You say what, bro?
But if Bruce wants to move up to 154, that fight can happen. I don't think Bruce can move up to
I'm talking about
154.
that shit should have happened at 147 a long time ago, though. But still,
Oh yeah,
I think the fight's bigger. Huh?
yeah, they're too young. They're too young. They're not going. They don't want to. No.
Well, yeah, the
They're both
fight's
too.
bigger now anyway. It's bigger right now anyway. It's bigger right
They're
now
too,
anyway. But that's what I'm saying. We got a bunch. And see, I hate that we got these great potential matchups coming up, and I don't want us to miss out on it like we missed out on. Like the one fight that I can't get past that I never got was Yuriokis Gamboa and my man the Orlando Salido nigga. What the fuck is his? I keep forgetting his damn name. The Puerto Rican that got beat by Salido twice. It was Mikey Garcia, Yuriokis Gamboa. Yeah. Yeah, that nigga right there, bro. Like, that was supposed to be the fight. He was supposed to take a tune-up fight with Orlando Salido, and then we was about to get him versus Yuriokis Gamboa. Orlando Salido stopped that shit fast, then turned around and beat him again. I said, motherfucker. And then Yuriokis Gamboa knocked Salido down about 8 times in that damn fight, man. I said, that shit crazy as hell, man.
well, there's a lot of fights like that. You had Bo and Lewis. No, what happened to that? That was a great fight. Then you had
Well, you know what happened to that? Lennox Lewis at the Olympics, he walked in there and told Riddick Bowe he was gonna knock him the fuck out, and then he ended up doing that shit. And then when it was time to fight him in the pros, that nigga had past trauma. He was like, you know what? Fuck that shit. He said that nigga knocked me out with
The money,
he
man.
had 16. Huh?
It was actually the money. I seen the
the money.
HBO
Yeah.
special back from back in the day. They had Larry Merchant and all them guys talking about it, and they were talking. You know what's so crazy? You reflect on the 80s and the 90s, and it was so glorious, and the same shit was going on back then too. Like, yo, if this
Yeah.
fight ain't worth it monetarily, I ain't about to take it. That was the case with Lennox Lewis. I can't remember who he fought before he was supposed to fight Bo, or before he became the mandatory. But the fight did horribly commercially. Like, they lost a lot of money. The promoters lost a lot of money on that fight. So then Riddick Bowe was like, why would I fight you and defend my title if I can fight somebody else and make way more money?
Yeah.
So he just threw the
Yeah, I
belt
do
in the
remember
trash.
that.
He was like, the belt wasn't even worth it at that point.
And he threw that bitch in the damn trash.
Yeah, Leonard
I'm
Floyd
already put it in the trash.
on the draw.
Can I
It's
get
just
three
like
people?
in between.
Can I get
That's
three
a bad
people to
option.
support the? Yeah, can I get three people to support the grind for the day? I just need three people to support the grind, support the movement, baby. Let me get three people to support the grind for the day. I just need three people to support it. In the Cash App or PayPal, man. Show me you fuck with me. Support the grind. But like I said, people, this shit is set up. But like I said, Nakathia is not gonna make it 6 rounds. But it's kind of funny that you got Keyshawn and Abdullah Mason as the co-main, right? But this was another thing I was looking at. If they both go out there and they both put on breathtaking performances, well, you know, Abdullah ranked number 2, Keyshawn the champ. Like, people gonna start calling for that, especially if they both showed out on that card. And then I started thinking, well, if Top Rank was trying to save both these people, but they got them both on the same fight card, how we know they're not building that fight? Like, that's why that's why it's confusing.
Yeah, it's confusing, but they're not gonna they can't let those two. They're stars. They're stars in the making. They're not gonna let those two dudes fight.
But look, Willie, they both on the same fight card though, Willie, and they separated by one person. You number 2, I'm the champ.
Yeah, still, I can't see Top Rank doing that. I really, they never have done some shit like that before.
I know, but Big Dog Willie, you got the champ and you got the number 2 contender on the same card, same night, co-main. What that look like to you, Aunt McQueen? What it look like to you, bro?
The only way that happens is if Keyshawn is on the outs. I think that's the only way that happens. If Keyshawn were to decide to not re-up with Top Rank, then they would probably make that fight happen on the way out and try to see if Abdullah Mason would be able to alleviate him of that title. You got to remember, before Shakur walked away from Top Rank, there was a lot of talk about him and Navarrete having a fight. That was supposed to be a big fight in-house.
And Navarrete got his ass whooped.
Yeah, then Navarrete got his ass whooped. That's the reason why they brought Navarrete up to 135. So he gets his ass
we're in the city.
They send him back down. They send him back down to 130. He gets another WBO title. Go figure. And then
Abdullah is trying to fight them, but you heard what Abdullah said when he said, I would love to fight him, but it's not up to me. That's what Abdullah said. So he admit that it's not up to him.
It ain't up to him. It ain't up to him. And then the other part of it is this. I think there's several ways that this can go. All right, so Loma, let's say he takes himself out of the equation. Now Morataya gets upgraded. They're probably gonna have Morataya do a defense, legitimize him as a champion, and then
against Andy Cruz. But see, what if he don't beat Andy Cruz?
Not even against Andy Cruz yet. I think they're gonna do a title defense first, and then potentially if Andy Cruz is able to get that fight,
that mandatory
they would sacrifice. I think that Top Rank would be willing to sacrifice Morataya to make
Exactly. That's what I was saying earlier.
Unification between Keyshawn and Andy Cruz.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Andy Cruz is fighting for the mandatory. The next fight will be the mandatory for Raymond Muratalla.
Yeah, but
this fight that Andy Cruz about to do is for the IBF Eliminator Mandatory.
Yes, sir. But that's what I'm saying. I think that Top Rank, they probably have Morataya do one title defense, not against Andy Cruz yet, maybe somebody else. Then maybe do Andy Cruz and then have unification between the winner between Andy Cruz and Morataya, if it goes that way. Because with Morataya, we've yet to see them put him in a hometown situation. With Keyshawn, clearly the money's behind him. This is about to be what? The third time they had him fighting at the Scope Arena?
I think this is the second time in Virginia. Well, no, this might be number 3. He fought Baranchek there.
He fought Baranchek and he fought what's homeboy's name?
Lemos.
He fought Lemos.
Yeah, he did fight. So yeah, this is number 3.
So Emma Queen, what you're trying to say is this. So Keyshawn fights Muratalla, whip his ass, get both belts, then Keyshawn moves up to 140 and Abdullah Mason's there to step in.
Pretty much. Abdullah Mason's what, 2021? He takes
Yeah.
over, top rank. They retain control over the titles. It's
But
the
the
same
only
shit
thing
that
that
they
goes
just
with
did with the last crop of guys.
but the only thing is if Andy Cruz gets the mandatory and he ends up whooping Muratalla, which I don't know if Andy could do it or not, but he get that mandatory and he ends up beating Muratalla, then Keyshawn can't say I ain't no used to fight him now. So
I
that'd
think
be a pretty
Keyshawn,
big fight right there too.
But I believe
Keyshawn
that's
whooped
why
Andy
Andy
Cruz.
Cruz and his team went to IBF. I believe that's why they
Yeah.
went to IBF route to justify that fight. You can't just hang on, well, I beat him in the amateurs, that's why you should fight me. Now we got to
Yeah,
make this fight make sense. And then also, it would have to make even more sense for top rank. It's like, what the hell would they just give this guy a title shot with nothing on the line? But with Muay Thai,
exactly.
it's
That's
like, if
why I
you don't
think
know what you got in him, then you might be willing to allow him to defend his title against Andy Cruz, and then if you feel confident in Keyshawn, you make that fight happen, the unification. And like Big
so.
Dog
Yeah,
Will
so
said,
they
that
really don't
he
lose.
move up,
So they really
he
won't
make the
lose
next
by
line.
letting Andy. So letting Andy Cruz fight Muratalla, they really not losing because if Muratalla beats him, then that's Andy Cruz out the way. But if Andy Cruz does beat him, then you got a potential great fight with Keyshawn and Andy Cruz. Basically,
Exactly. That's the play.
yeah,
That's the play.
yeah. That and see, Andy Cruz had to go that route because he knew Keyshawn wasn't about to give him a free shot for the title just off of you beating me 4 times in the amateurs. Like
Well,
then
he's not gonna get.
you gotta bring
He's in
something to the table. Like we fighting under the
the
big
wrong.
lights. We
But
fighting
Albert,
under
he's in
the
the
big
wrong.
lights.
Albert, but he's in the wrong section body. They're not. WBO not gonna let him get that free shot that easily. So
You say what,
that
bro?
WBO is not gonna let Andy Cruz get that free shot that easily. They make
Nah,
his
he
guy.
in the
They'll make his.
IBF, bro.
I know. I said if he was to the WBO, if he was to the WBO route, he would have
Oh
to
yeah,
sign
Bob.
his.
Yeah, WBO. That's whatever Bob orders. And shout out to my brother Fitness the Assassin in the motherfucking building. Long time Brian C. Yeah, my nigga Brian the King Falcon. Kevin House in the building. My nigga paid in full. What's good? My nigga B Dog. GM in the motherfucking place to be. Salute to all the family that came through. My bad, y'all. I ain't see the chat. Salute to y'all, man. Thrill Hill in the motherfucking building. Salute to all the family that's in the building, man. Salute to all y'all. And the link pinned right there, Finish the Assassin, if you want to hop up here. We got the link pinned in the thing. And look, I had 2 people support. I just need 3 more people to support the grind for the day so we can reach our goal of 5 people each day. Can we get 3 more people to support the motherfucking grind, baby? So we can hit that 5-piece. That 5-piece no biscuit. Shout out to the beautiful Queen Arena in the building. But
I'm about to get out of here. I am
all
the
right, big
queen.
dog. Hey, use latex gloves, big dog.
Either way, man, all signs point to let's get Keyshawn unified, whether it be through Moritai, because let's say Moritai loses to Andy Cruz, and that's one less guy that you gotta put a lot of money behind.
Yeah, because Muratalla been shaky as hell lately anyway, bro. Like, I don't even know how really good that nigga is, to be honest. Like, he kind of shaky and everything. Like, Muratalla, he done struggled in a couple of them fights. And he started off real strong. Like, when he beat Nakatilia, I was like, okay, he might be the truth. But then, like, 2 of his last 3 fights, I'm like, damn, he struggled when he shouldn't have been struggling. Like, that shit was kind of crazy. But yeah, hell yeah. But see, I like the way it
shaky in
shit.
that Tevin Farmer fight. He looked shaky in that one.
But see, Tevin Farmer make a lot of people look shaky, and that's why I'm talking about Tevin Farmer going up against Kid Austin. Like they should have took that damn payday versus Abdullah Mason for real, because I feel like they just sold they owe for a lot cheaper. Because just thinking that Tevin Farmer's a walk in the park and that they gonna do something to Tevin, that shit's out of they fucking that shit crazy. Because Tevin Farmer is a veteran, and like I said, he got some newfound power. I don't know where that power came from, but it's here now. And Tevin's been letting that shit ring out. He been letting that shit ring out.
He been planting them feet, man. You know, in the past he used to move.
Man, man, I hear what you're saying,
and it's
but
an
I've
extra
seen him.
pace too. that extra
And
weight.
I seen when he punched that nigga through the high guard. And we not even about to do that shit. I seen him knock that nigga out first round through the high guard. Come on, man. I know when a nigga got
But that was Avery Sparrow. It's like
no, he did knock out Avery Sparrow, but he put the damn beats on Avery Sparrow, though. But I know when a motherfucker got a little extra up. I went back and looked at some of his old tapes just to make sure I wasn't bullshit. Tevin Farmer, he throwing that shit off the back foot like a damn 90-yard motherfucking bomb off the back foot. I say, God damn, where you get that from?
you look at his shoulders and his back, man.
Exactly. Them shits done got big.
Getting down the yeah, but it's like, but I'm looking at it more like I wonder how much cutting down to 126 was taken out of him, because that dude was cutting down for a little minute.
Yeah. Now I wonder how much he cycled. Now it got me wondering how much he cycled. Shout out to my nigga Animalistic Savant in the cash out with the $2 holler. Now, can I get 2 more people to support people? Give me 2 more people to support the grind. We just need 2 more. Who gonna be the last 2 to support the grind for the day, man? And like I said, I appreciate everybody that come through, smash the like button. I appreciate all y'all that contribute, that participate. Just need 2 more to support the grind for the day. Dr. Key will be back tomorrow, and we in here. But it's crazy how they setting this shit around. I would have loved to seen Abdullah face Tank in about 3 years.
Nah, I don't want to see that.
I said about 3 years.
No, I'm saying I don't want to see that in 3 years for Tank, because I don't know how much he's going to retain. You know, he's already a smaller guy, and that quick twitch and the explosiveness, a lot of that stuff. I don't know how. I don't know. I got to see how he looks over the next year and a half to see how his
Well, I feel like in the next 3 years, Abdullah will probably be 147 anyway. I don't think he can keep making that damn weight. I really don't, to be honest.
Nah, his frame too big. But right now he's still young, so
that's what I'm saying.
Make that cut right now, but you look at his frame. He definitely got the frame of a guy that's a welterweight at the very least.
And shout out to my brother D1 in the cash out with the $1 holler. He say in between blessings, bro. Hey, I appreciate you, D1. And shout out to bro 6500, say he listening but can't text. That's cool, bro. I just need 1 more person to support the grind for the day. Can we get 1 more? And we at the goal for the day. I just need 1 more person to support the grind for today. And we good. And I appreciate everybody that always come through and support. But shout out to my man D1 with the $1 holla. I just need 1 more person to support the grind. And we good for today. But what you think about the Vargas and Abdullah fight?
That should be an exciting fight in the future. Both of them guys, they got to keep winning, keep looking impressive. Both of them look dynamic as hell. I like the fact that both of them are mean. You don't see them guys in there playing around with the opponents. I know some people be like, yeah, well, who are they fighting? Yada, yada, yada. But that's the thing. When you got guys like that, if they have somebody in there that's not supposed to be in there with them,
supposed to destroy it.
You're going to see it. So I like that about both of them dudes, man. Like Abdullah Mason, he don't play around. Vargas, he don't play around. They just got to keep winning, keep looking impressive, and then they can meet up somewhere down the line.
So, do you think they should wait on that fight to let it get bigger, or you think they should make it happen?
Well, part of me wouldn't mind seeing them make it happen now, because I feel like both guys are young enough and they both seem strong enough mentally where if one of them were to take an L, that they would just figure out a way back. You know what I'm saying? They'd be able to bounce back. They're still young enough.
You know,
I could understand the business side where it's like we gotta let this.
Yeah.
That's what we were just talking about, right? Like, let's say this Keyshawn Maritaya, what's my man's name? Andy Cruz situation that pan out. Keyshawn's already entertained a couple guys that's up there at 140. If he were to move up, drop the belts, now that clears the way for the next crop of guys at 135, being Abdullah Mason and Vargas spearheading the youth movement over there. So that's a route for that to make that a big fight.
Let me tell you something that I was thinking about, man, and let me throw this by you. Like the shit that used to get me right, and shout out to my brother Alan Sostain, the VPN general, in the Cash App with the $5 holler, man. Appreciate you, King, for supporting the grind. And like I say, I appreciate each and every one of y'all for taking time out to come through, to donate, to support the channel, support the grind. And it's who we got fighting this weekend, Ant?
Man, I gotta check. I've been looking at the damn what's.
Well, you know we be having them fights popping off in the Discord. You know the FSG game, we always have the fights popping in the Discord. But this is what I was gonna say that a lot of people don't think about. You know, like back in the day a little bit, motherfuckers used to fight early in their career. Like Roy Jones and Bernard Hopkins, they fought early in their career, and you know, they fought again. Like, I don't understand why people be upset to let these young fighters fight each other early. Like, if they can lock horns early, iron sharpens iron. And if it's a good fight, both of them will excel. Plus, I don't know why people act like we can't have a rematch or a trilogy. I'd rather watch two motherfuckers fighting and they have a hell of a fight. I don't mind watching it over and over. You feel me? Like Holyfield and Bo. That was 3 great fights. I loved all 3 of them. You feel what I'm saying? Like Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. I like the first and the last one. The second one was assault. You know, they assaulted that man with a deadly weapon. But people act like if we have a great fight, they can't run that shit back. Like, people don't realize the rematches make more money than the first one, especially if the first fight was good. Just think, Abdullah Mason, Emiliano Vargas go out there, they put on a fucking show. A hell of a fight, a classic. Run that bitch back for more money. Devin and Loma fought. That shit was great. Just think if Devin would have motherfucking took the rematch. You feel me? It would have been big bread. Big bucks, no whammies. Just like if Ryan Garcia and Tank would have did a rematch before the bullshit. Just like if Devin and Ryan would have did a rematch before the bullshit. Like a lot of times, people don't realize, but a rematch from a good first fight doubles the damn income. Like Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder. The first fight, it did like 300-some thousand. Second fight with the assault, that shit did over 700,000. Like the rematches actually do more bread. Like Anthony Joshua and motherfucking Andy Ruiz. First fight did like 400. Rematch did 750. Like the rematch, people don't realize the rematch is what you want. The trilogy is what you need. You feel me? Like getting a good fight, like the Javante Tank and Lamont Roach fight. This rematch is going to do over 500,000 hands down. Tell me it won't.
Shit, back in the day, you had guys that used to have the quadrilogy. You know what I mean? Like they fight.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
4 times. Oh shit.
Exactly. That's why. Yeah, look, Pacquiao and Manuel. You got Pacquiao and Marquez. You got Eric Morales and Marco Antonio Barrera. Like those motherfucking fights was wars. And each time the motherfuckers fight, it got better and better. And that's why I don't understand why people don't realize shit. Sometimes the rematch is better than the first and the trilogy and all that shit. Like, why have they got away from that shit? Like, David Benavidez versus David Morrell Part 2. That'll be a great fight. I would love to see that shit.
The assassin said, man, he made a fantastic point. Fights like that take years off the product. And I think that's what a lot of these promoters and managers are looking at. You know what I'm saying? We're going to give you a tough fight, then we're going to give you a couple soft touches, and you're going to get another tough fight, then a couple more soft touches. We can't have you fighting killers back to back to back to back like that.
Yeah, that is true.
When you one of them guys and they putting that bread up for you, the only guys that be fighting killers back to back to back to back like that are the B-side guys. No, Floyd fought some damn good fighters, but I'm talking about like you look at David Evanesia's resume. This motherfucker done fought Shane Mosley, he fought Boots, he fought Bud, like
Sean Porter. Shit, that nigga was fighting killers back to back to back. Shit.
Sean Porter, but he's one of the exceptions though.
Yes, sir. I was like that.
One of the exceptions. Most of them guys, champions, noteworthy guys, they're not really fighting killers like that. Like, I went back and looked at George Foreman's record. Right? I looked at his resume. First half of his career, as far as great fighters, Hall of Fame type fighters, the only two he fought was Ali and Joe Frazier.
Ken Norton.
He didn't fight Ken Norton until he came back. That was
okay.
He took a year off in between the Ali fight. He took a year off, came back in '75 for the the exhibition where he fought 5 guys in one night, and then he fought Ken Norton after that.
Okay.
He fought Ken Norton, but then he fought Ron Lyle, I believe. But it's like, yeah, he wasn't fighting like crazy killers on the front end of his career, but the back half is crazy. Ken Norton, Ron Lyle, Vander Holyfield, Alex Stewart, Michael Moore, like the back half of his career is far crazier than the front.
Yep. He did do that shit though.
Nah, Phoenix, go look at Evanesia's resume. I ain't talking about who he beat. I'm just talking about who he fought.
Yeah, David Evanesia, he done fought some killers.
Who he fought. He done fought some damn good fighters.
You want me to tell you who has a resume even better than that? And he got robbed on most of them.
Who's that?
Sergey Deverchenko.
Yeah, he's another one. You look at who he fought: Triple G, Charlo. I think his last fight was like Jaime Munguia.
He fought Jaime Munguia, Triple G, Charlo, not called Billy. Like shit, that nigga was fighting every goddamn body.
Yeah, he was.
And got robbed on 3 of them. The only person that really beat that man, in my opinion, was motherfucking Charlo. The rest of the motherfuckers, I felt like, it could have been something could have been said about it. You feel me? Because I felt like he beat Triple G. I felt like he beat Jaime Munguia.
Gabe Rosado was another one, Phoenix. Like, Gabe Rosado wasn't turning down shit. Like, he was fighting a lot of dudes, too.
Who?
Gabe Rosado. Gabe Rosado got a lot of dudes.
Yeah, that's how he got all them damn losses. But every time he got in that damn ring, he came to party. I remember they tried to get that man killed that last fight. I'm glad he backed out of it because they was trying to get him to fight at once. Remember, they was trying to get him to fight at like 175 against somebody. I forgot who it was, but they backed up out of it. But shit, I got your boy right here. Sergey, look at him. Shit. Let's go right here. He fought Torreno Johnson, Sam Soliman. Hold up. Danny Jacobs. Remember, he lost the split decision to Danny Jacobs. And it could have been said that he won that against Danny Jacobs, though. You feel me? But the Danny Jacobs fight, then he fought Jack Colkay. Then he got robbed against Triple G. He got destroyed against Jamal Charlo. He lost the majority decision against Carlos Adames, who I thought he won that too. Joshua Conley, he beat him. He got tricked out of the shit by motherfucking Jaime Munguia. And he lost that shit to Kirsten and Billy. Like,
They got that
that nigga had
announced right there. He about to fight another killer in that spot up there at the top. He's gonna be some crazy shit. He's gonna come back and fight David Morrell next year. Some crazy shit like that. Get knocked out.
Well, he fighting 7. That's July. He fighting July 1st. I wonder who's on that card. Hold on. Who got the July 1st card? Shannon Briggs on that card. Shit. Damn, Shannon Briggs coming back.
Let's go, champ.
Damn, they got Shannon Briggs on that card. So who the headliner of this card? This shit gonna be Texas. This is gonna be the Nashville, Tennessee boxing area. So you got Ryan Diaz versus Armando Reeves. You got Harold Jackson versus look at all these to be announced. It's May, June. Hell, it's almost June right now, right?
Yeah, about another 4 days.
They only got like a month into this fight card, and they ain't got a lot of people ain't about to have no damn track. It's only like 5 weeks to this fight card, right? How they ain't got the opponents up here yet then? Damn, Shannon Briggs was 60-6. Damn.
Yo, him following Klitschko around everywhere is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Popped up when he was at the restaurant eating with his lady, ate the food off his plate. Klitschko was out there on the river in the kayak. He pulled up. Let's go, champ. Bringing down coming back July 11th. I'm just glad he got his eye situated. He had that nasty little accident. He had that shit happen with his eye. He like burned his face or whatever happened to him.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so we got some pretty good fights coming up. But Rigondeaux coming back the 11th, Phoenix. Okay.
I just seen that what's the name that rematch is on Friday. I can't wait for that. I want to see what happens. Gallegos and Cole.
Who?
Yo, Gallegos, Manuel Gallegos versus Khalil Cole.
Oh yeah, Cole better get his face back off that one.
Man,
You remember that first fight?
I was in shock.
Cole was it was like Cole wasn't in shape. Khalil Cole wasn't in shape or something, bro. It was like he was winded.
He got impatient. He just seemed like he just got impatient. Like I feel like if he would have just stuck with the boxing for a little bit, like he was doing a good job. He was working the jab, head and body, nice little stab jab, get off the line. And then just inexplicably, man, he just started getting overly aggressive.
I thought he was getting fatigued. I felt like he started rushing because he started getting tired. That's what I was thinking.
It could be. Either way, man, he gotta rectify that. He gotta bring some correction to that, man, because that shit was rough. He got dropped 3 times in that fight.
I don't know who the hell his promoters is, but they moving him fucked up. Moses Atuma. They got him getting ready. They got him in line to fight Usyk. I'm like, bro, he's not ready for that.
Yeah, but Usyk might be on the way out soon. He might be retiring. Might be one of them type situations. Can't see him going too much longer. He about to be 40 soon. And then he low key, he been fighting some serious competition.
Yeah, he has. That nigga fought Joshua twice, Fury twice.
And went 24 rounds with each of them dudes. Yeah, he took some damn good shots on the chin. I was like, yo, Usyk got a sneaky good chin. So I went and rewatched that rematch that he had with Joshua. Joshua was hitting him pretty clean with that damn straight right hand.
Yeah, he was.
Usyk, he a sturdy little dude, man.
The only person I really seen hurt was Daniel Dubois.
Yep. And then even then, he said that if the referee would have called it fair, he would have got up, which I don't blame him. You know what I'm saying? You presented with an opportunity to buy yourself some time and milk the clock, then hey, do that. But shit, you see what happened after you got up? He beat the shit out of Daniel Dubois.
Yeah, he had a 2-minute. He had a damn 3-minute break. When you have a 3-minute break, huh?
So my guy Dubois got smoked after that. I didn't see him just falling apart completely.
Like I said, I feel like they did Dubois wrong because I feel like if Usyk would have got the regular count, I feel like Dubois could have pressed the damn issue and got him up out of there because he was hurt bad to the body. He was hurt bad to the body.
Shit, anything is possible. Anything is possible.
I was mad as hell about that damn Lee and Cameron fight. I said that nigga didn't even look like the same person that fought Ben Whitaker that first time, bro.
Yeah, it seemed like he failed to capture lightning in a bottle twice. The first performance was definitely a lot better. I don't know what the hell happened in that rematch.
It looked like he got paid that second one, bro. Like, I looked at that shit twice, man. Like, it was like he wasn't even trying, bro. It really looked like he wasn't even. Hey, go back and watch that shit, bro. Like, it really looked like that man wasn't even trying. Like, they like, look, man, he's about to be a star. You fucking it up. Take this payday. You know you're not gonna get no payday anytime soon anyway. So go ahead and take this and make it do what it do. Cause, bro, like that nigga fell completely apart, and I've never seen where somebody just lose all their boxing skills in like one fight. Like, bro, like he didn't do none of the shit he did in that first fight, and it wasn't like Ben Whitaker switched it up. It ain't like that motherfucker did something different. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, what the fuck?
We got Beck the Bully back in action this weekend too. He's gonna be fighting against Darius Fulgham. I don't really know how to feel about Darius Fulgham or Beck the Bully. Like, I don't think either one of them dudes is trash, but I'm like,
I don't think they trash, but I don't think they top tier either, bro.
Yeah, like, I don't really know how to feel about them.
Because I've seen Beck the Bully get I wouldn't call his ass the bully. I'm gonna tell you what fight I've been waiting on though, bro. That's got me salivating at the mouth, and I just can't wait to come up. That Gary Russell and Andy Hirakoa.
Yeah, that should be a good one, man. Them Japanese guys, them dudes, they tough right now.
Well, shit, his dad, he's half black. He's half black on his dad's side, the side that matters.
Yeah, father from Ghana.
Yes, you know he black on the side that matters. You feel me? You know he got that style and that flavor. Yeah, Phoenix, I ain't rocking with his ass either, bro. Like that fight with Lee and Cameron the first time, it showed me that Ben Whitaker would cheat. It showed me that motherfucker, like, me and Dr. Key go at it all the time, but I seen when that nigga was facing adversity, he sat there and suplexed that man out the ring, dog. Like, he suplexed that man out the ring, then he act like he was hurt. Like, if that wasn't the biggest cop-out move I've ever seen, bro, like, I can't abide by people that do shit like that, Phoenix. That was some bullshit, and he knows it. I know Ant seen that shit.
Yeah, that fight wasn't going as easily as he thought it was supposed to. Like, hey, bro, this ain't in the script. You got me working a little too hard. Like, like everybody else, let me style and let me do all my tricks and show out and taunt and do all that bullshit. Man, Cameron wasn't going for it, man. That first fight.
And then Key act like that man didn't. I said, Key, this nigga just double arm suplex this nigga out the ring, King. Like she talking about, he pushed him. No, Key. That nigga, if you go back and look, Ben Whitaker had that nigga hooked under. He had him with a double arm hook, and he flipped that man out the ring, bro.
And then they hurt himself in the process too. Almost fucked his leg up.
And I showed that video in slow motion 5 times. I said he didn't even hit that leg; he hit the other leg, but he was acting like he was limping and everything. And I said he hit the wrong leg. I said he's grabbing the wrong fucking leg. I said, oh man, this nigga some shit. And that's when I said, yeah, Ben Whitaker's got some shit with him, boy. That nigga got some shit with him. But you see in the rematch, he wasn't doing all that dancing shit, huh?
I mean, Cameron wasn't going for it.
Knocked that nigga out in 2 goddamn rounds, man.
You got that Khalil Cole, Gallegos rematch. I'm pulling for Khalil Cole, the big stepper. I want to see him get back on track. And then we
got Khalil for the stoppage. I got Khalil Cole for the stoppage.
Card this weekend.
You say what?
So we got that PBC card this weekend on Saturday.
Which one?
Plant Resendez, Charlo Lamar.
Oh yeah, I want to see that Charlo cornflake. All that shit they've been talking. I got to see that. Yeah, Phoenix. We was talking about that earlier. How that man got the slippage, got the KO on Beck the Bully. He caught Beck the Bully with some shit that the Bully didn't see coming. I call that shit. I call that shit that school lunch ain't free. He hit him with that free lunch ain't free shit.
And that was a knockout. that wasn't no stoppage. That wasn't no TKO. Like that man
was sleep.
He was sleep.
That nigga was snoring before he hit the ground. That's what I said. That's called free lunch ain't free. And shout out to my man Animalistic Savant in the Cash App again with the $3 holler. He say, just showing some support to my brother. I appreciate you, brother. And all y'all my brothers and sisters, whether you support or not, just because you here, you support. So I appreciate everybody that donates financially and attentionally with your attention. So I appreciate all y'all, man. Salute. I'm just trying to hold it down to Dr. Key get back in here tomorrow. You said Camille Moten on the yeah, Montana Love did that bullshit too. I ain't heard about Montana Love in a minute.
He was in somebody's corner recently. I'm trying to think of who it was. He was out there coaching.
Montana?
Yeah, it was on one of them his own card. I can't remember whose corner he was in, but I was like, damn, he giving him some horrible instruction right now.
Montana fucked up when he did that sparring. Remember he was in that sparring and he did that dude dirty in sparring? Well, Montana Love was sparring that dude got him, and then Montana just went crazy on that nigga, bro. Like, was attacking that nigga and all that bullshit. Like, they was like, shit, nobody sparring with that nigga no more. Like, nigga was down, he still was hitting that nigga because he got mad because nigga caught him with a good shot. He got anger issues, man.
B-Dog say Charlo's gonna stop Cornflake. Shit, it can happen. It can happen, but I don't know.
Cornflake been looking good his last 7 fights, boy.
Yeah, he on a 7-fight streak.
And Charlo ain't really been in there like that.
I still got Charlo for the decision, though. I got him for the decision. Yeah, I got him for the decision. I don't know about the stoppage yet. I got to see how he looked the night of. Because even in that fight that he had, the last one against Benavidez,
well,
he looked like he was kind of...
If it was Charlo that fought Benavidez, I'd give it to Cornflake. Because that Charlo that fought Benavidez didn't look good at all.
I thought he looked all right. I thought mechanically he looked good, but he just didn't... you know what it was for me? His technique, everything still looked good. Like his jab looked good, his other punches, his defense looked okay.
It was like robotic, right? It wasn't nothing in it.
Yeah, I was gonna say he looked a little subdued or something like that. Like he looked subdued.
Like he being controlled and shit. Like no emotion,
no urgency, like no ferocity. He was just kind of just boxing by the numbers. Like
that's what I was saying. Like mechanically, like he was like a mechanical robot out there, just like just like let me go out here and do this. Like it was like a control alt command. Like it was like he was inhuman out there. Not saying inhuman, but it was like he was like doing shit by like, damn, how can I say this shit? Like it was automated. Like the shit was like automated. Like he didn't have no physical response. It was like autopilot, basically. Like it felt like he was out there autopilot. Shout out to J.E. Dixon.
That's how he looked to me. He was like the punches, everything looked technically right, but he didn't have no
like he was on autopilot, right? Like he was on autopilot.
Then when he brought back to the corner, he was like stone faced. He had no emotion. He didn't look happy to be there. He didn't look upset. He just looked blank. It kind of reminded me of the altercation he had with Caleb Plant. That's when I knew. I was like, man, something's off with Jamal, because the way he reacted, he didn't look scared. He didn't look shook. You know what I mean? But he didn't look angry neither. It just seemed like
it's like they done brainwashed that nigga. His shit in his mind is there, bro.
the lights is on, but nobody's home type.
That's the word. Like that nigga sitting in the sunken place or some shit.
That's how he looked to me. Like even when he got slapped by Plant, like he didn't look scared. He ain't look like a coward. Like he wouldn't.
Hell, it even took him a minute. It took him a minute to react. Really, like he didn't motherfucking damn start basing out to like 5 minutes later when he was in the parking lot. Like it was a delayed reaction time or something.
J.A. say he numb off them pills and that alcohol. I think that's what it could be.
Exactly what it is, J.A. He taking the mood stabilizing pills. The motherfucking
like Zoloft and shit like that, like
them Prozacs and shit.
Yeah, just like no emotion, like nothing. He just looked blank.
Hell yeah, like Cat Williams when he say he put his son on that goddamn shit. What you thinking about doing, son? Running. Like you turn the motherfuckers emotionless, bro. Take away their soul and shit. It was like the soul was gone from him. It was just like an empty shell out there, like the human body going through the motions without any vibrancy, no vitality. That's what that shit seemed like.
Yeah, he definitely was remote control. Because I remember watching that fight, and I'm watching that shit. I'm like, he don't look bad, but he don't look like
he ain't even turned up.
He ain't look dynamic. You know what I mean? It ain't look like the guy we seen.
He looked at basic. He looked like a basic fight. He ain't even turn up, get right, nothing.
I'm excited for that fight. I got Charlo by decision because I still think that he's still good enough, sharp enough, and Thomas LeMana, he's a solid dude. He ain't no bum. Because I remember watching this fight a couple years ago. He had with what's my boy's name at 154? Brian Mendoza. And I was like, yo, he was getting busy. Like he gave a good account of himself. But I still think that Charlo was more talented. So I think he should be able to pull off the decision. I don't know about the stoppage yet. Caleb Plant and Resendez. If I'm Breadman, I'm telling Caleb Plant, yo, we may have to do what we did in the damn fight with what's my man's name? McCumbee. Extinguish that offense. Fight. Yeah, Caleb Plant, man, he was doing his thing on the inside with the frames and the peeling the guard down and the way he was.
Ever since that Canelo fight, man, Caleb Plant been stepping the motherfuckers with some power too, bro.
Playing his feet a little bit more.
That's what I'm saying. Like he started to sit down on them shots.
First fight was that damn Darrell fight. I did not see that coming. I knew Caleb Plant had like a decent punch on him, but I ain't see that coming.
He put that nigga dick in the dirt, boy. I said, God damn. Yeah, I said, yes, sir. And shit, for him to go 12 rounds with Benavidez, bro, that's not no small matter. Hell, he was winning the first 6 rounds, I thought. I had that fight a draw, really, because I had him with the first 6, and I had Benavidez with the last 6. You feel me?
That was a hell of a fight. And he went, what's the name? And he went 11 with Canelo. Damn near went 12 with him. Got caught sleeping at the end of the fight.
With who?
Canelo. Canelo stopped him like
Oh,
media level.
that nigga was talking shit to that nigga was talking shit to Canelo the whole fucking fight. He was talking about, I'm pretty good, huh? You ain't know I was this good, did you? I was like, oh, he talking to Canelo. Canelo was frustrated as shit because he couldn't catch that nigga. But then that motherfucker started to gas out in the last couple rounds, boy. I said, ah, shit. I said, he starting to slow down. Canelo finished his European bump bashing tour on that man right there.
Canelo was getting away with a lot of them kidney shots, so he was punching my man in the back every time he got a chance. The rest was not saying shit about it. Caleb Plant, you gonna rewatch that fight? Look at Caleb Plant's back.
I see that shit, bro. He hit with the liver shots, kidney shots. He even hit with the rabbit punch when they broke the hole. I said, God damn. That's why I said Canelo was getting frustrated. That's when you can tell when Canelo get frustrated, he start throwing that bullshit. Canelo said, I'm gonna slow your ass down one way or the other.
By any means. If I ain't gonna break you down by hitting you in them damn toes, I'm gonna hit you in your kidneys and shit. Like,
and yeah, that shit was it.
If the ref don't say nothing, man, shit.
Hell, look at Tim Tszyu. Tim Tszyu was doing that shit to Brian Mendoza the whole time. Mendoza, I felt like Mendoza could have beat Tim Tszyu, man, at first. Mendoza was boxing beautifully, but Mendoza got hit with, I went back and counted, he got hit with 32 illegal shots, man. I counted up 32 illegal shots, and I told my wife, I say, I don't care how good you is, when you start getting hit with shots like this, like that shit's gonna take away your motherfucking your shit, bro. Like kidney shots, these shots right here, rabbit punches, that shit builds up and it takes away your goddamn stamina, and that shit puts you in pain, bro. There ain't much you can do over shit like that.
That shit was dangerous. That's how what's his name ended up paralyzed like that. Pritchard Cologne.
I forgot the dude's name that got blinded from a rabbit punch. Nigga knocked his lights out.
Dude kept hitting him in the back of the head. He kept hitting him in the back of the head.
Yeah.
Pritchard was complaining to the ref. The ref ain't do nothing. By the end of the fight, he ended up collapsing and shit, and then he's been paralyzed ever since.
Yeah, that's people don't realize boxers literally be fighting for their life. Literally. Shit, life or death.
But with Sanders, I feel like he's gonna have to slow him down because Sanders, from a boxing standpoint, I don't feel like he could really do nothing with Caleb Plant. I was watching some of his fights. I know he had a knockout over Jarrett Hurd, but that was Jarrett Hurd like after he done already fought like Lara and
who you talking about?
Whoever else. The dude Resendez, Armando Resendez.
Resendez ain't got no chance.
You got a chance if you make it to the back half of the fight, man. And that's why I think like Caleb Plant should look to control him early. Because the one thing about Resendez is that dude can go. He got a motor on him. Like when he lacking skill, he got that in will. And he's one of them dudes he's gonna keep throwing. And you see Caleb Plant, it wasn't just the Canelo fight or the Benavidez fight where he slowed down. It was the Caleb Truax fight. And he was up ahead big in that fight. Slowed down in that fight. Slowed down in the fight against Kentucky. Thankfully, he dropped him twice early on in the fight. But that's one of the reasons why I like to see him mix it up like what he did with McCumbee. Like
that's what I'm saying. Caleb Plant always had.
His legs. Don't use your legs too much.
Yeah, Caleb Plant always has a motherfucking gas tank problem.
But I think it's his style, man. It's his style and his
all that motherfucking movement. All that motherfucker when you doing lateral.
You see his musculature, that motherfucker Caleb Plant be cut up, man. Dude got muscles on top of muscles.
And that shit uses stamina.
Moving. Yeah, the muscles need oxygen. He just moving. Against McCumbee, he seemed like he was doing pretty good with the pace because he was just planting his feet and fighting on the inside. He didn't really do too much moving. like Phoenix said too, he was getting caught at the end of McCumbee's punches. I think McCumbee dropped him in the second, a little left hook. After that, once he took him to the inside, he couldn't do shit with him. And seeing his skills on the inside, I was like, damn, I don't know why Caleb Plant don't do that more often. Like,
he went to the inside. Yeah, he was on the inside with Benavidez for a little bit and was actually doing pretty good until he started letting David Benavidez get that reach. And Dave Benavidez started hitting them damn combos from range where Caleb Plant couldn't hit him.
The real turning point in that fight was, I think it was like a body shot in the 6th round.
That body shot in the 6th?
Yeah, they were talking about in the post-fight press conference. Benavidez said when he hit him with the shot, he heard the exhale. He heard him. That's when he knew he had him. Once he heard that all the air had left motherfucking Caleb Plant body when he hit him with that shot, bro. After that, it was just
hey, if you go back and look at that fight, as soon as he hit him with that body shot, boy, Caleb Plant started holding on a lot after that shit. He was like, shit, no. But that reminded me of when I was fighting. That reminded me when I was fighting. I told you the dude almost beat me, right? We was fighting. I think we was fighting in motherfucking Connecticut. We was in Connecticut. This is before I got the Golden Gloves. I think this was like in '93, and I was fighting this nigga named Omar, Omar, Rodrigo or Rodriguez. It was something. The nigga was Dominican. It was like either Omar Rodriguez or Rodrigo. I know it was Omar Rod. You feel me? And I remember once I threw it. I had led with the jab, and I popped the damn. I popped the motherfucking damn jab, and I tried to follow it with a straight left, cause I was in southpaw, right? And as I was coming with the straight left, that nigga dug into my body with an uppercut. Do you hear me? While I was fully extended. You hear me? I was fully extended. I had just caught him with the left. But I was fully fucking extended when he dug that shit into my goddamn body. Hey, you talk about somebody that lost all the damn oxygen, bro. I went lateral. I said, shit. I was like, ooh. And I was like, ooh. I was like, look, I was fully extended with the left. Because, you know, I told you I had just jabbed with the right, and I came with the straight left. And the left glanced up off of him. I glanced him with it, but he caught me right in the solar plexus with that goddamn right uppercut in my shit, dog. It was a right uppercut right above my navel. It was right there in the bread basket. I was like, oh. For like a minute and 20 seconds, and I was motherfucking lateral around the whole fucking ring. Like, I can't get hit with another one of those. Man, we went back to the corner. My coach said, "Are you all right?" I said, "I can't breathe." I said, "I can't fucking breathe." He caught me. He was like, "Well, you overextended." I said, "Yes, sir." I went to convention. I went to damn motherfucking conventional stands. I came out the southpaw and every damn thing. Do you hear me? I was in orthodox. I said, "Yes, sir." So with the orthodox, I sat there and was just popping him with the left jab and shit, right? But I'm going lateral. So he's chasing behind me. Salute to Rodzilla in the building. So he motherfucking chasing behind me. So I had popped him with a left, and then he tried to damn motherfucking set me up with that damn uppercut again. But I had popped the left. He had threw the uppercut, and I had sidestepped, which put me in southpaw. Like, I had stepped forward with my right foot. You know, I had my right foot in the back position, right? And so then I stepped forward with my right position, which immediately put me in southpaw, and had my left cocked. And I shot that motherfucking left to that motherfucker as he was walking in with that damn uppercut. Caught him clean. You hear me, Ant? Like, I transitioned from orthodox to southpaw mid-punch and caught him with that damn left as he was throwing that goddamn left uppercut to my body. You feel what I'm saying?
You got the read on him.
Yeah, he walked into it. But see, he was doing the same thing because, like I said, I changed up my whole style. After he hit me with that shit the round before, I was like, okay, I'm not trying to feel this nigga's body shots no more. So, you know, I had the nigga chasing me the whole time, and I just kept firing off jabs the whole time as he's chasing behind me. That's why I be telling people fighters need to use that stick. That stick will make a motherfucker frustrated. Plus, as long as you keep putting that stick out there, they got to get past that stick before they can do anything to you. And, you know, I knew eventually he was going to get frustrated trying to rush past it. And as I threw it, I stepped forward with my lead foot, well, with my back foot and turned my back foot into my lead foot because you know I'm ambidextrous. So I stepped forward with my back foot that turned it into my lead foot, which put me in a proper position to throw a damn power shot while he was in the middle of throwing his shit. You feel what I'm saying? That's why I don't understand why a lot of boxers can't use both hands though, because that shit's so damn natural. But I feel like even if you fight orthodox or southpaw, you got power with both hands, right? You should, right? So I don't understand what's so hard about, you know, switching your stances up. It's just a different way that you got to defend from. I guess I never really understood the damn problem with switching your stances. Only thing I seen the difference is how the punches are coming to you and how you deliver your shots. That's really the only difference I see. But it'd be confusing when you watch motherfuckers struggle in a certain stance. I'd be like, damn, maybe they're not thinking enough or something. I don't know. Because I made sure my son could fight out of orthodox and southpaw, and he ain't but 12. And he can go orthodox or southpaw. And the way I taught him, he not Terrence Crawford where he has to come out the round like that. I taught him where all you gotta do is change your back foot to your lead foot and you switch over in goddamn stances. And as you stand, you just switch your power. I guess that's just the way I was taught. I don't know. I guess because it was taught to fire. We was taught to use like one session we use the left, one session we use the right. So you know we got equal motherfucking training with both hands. I guess. I don't know.
I think that's a part of it, man. Is being deliberate with the practice. Because I heard Bud talk about that interview. He said he got much better southpaw when he broke his right hand. He said he broke his right hand, but he ain't want to have to stay out the gym. So he was still training, but he was only training with the left. And that's how he got
okay.
his left. And I think another thing too is this: the feet. It's amazing to me watching so many of these fighters that are fighting at the contender level or at the world level in general, and they break their base when they throw a punch. What's his name?
They square up. They be squaring up.
That back foot coming off the mat, and then now their feet are parallel. Like that shit happens so frequently, and I'm just like, damn. It's like, is anybody in their camp gonna?
Yeah, like I'm like, damn, bro. But that's what I be saying with Benavidez. He parallels a lot. He doesn't stay. He don't even punch at a perpendicular angle. Like that's why I said Benavidez would have a lot more pop if he didn't square up all the time. Like he squares up, his shit be parallel all the time, dog.
He used to
That's
be
why
real
he
bad with
fired.
his backhand early.
Uh-huh.
But I would say I got to give him this credit. He got a lot better with that. So now when you see him do it, it's a lot more intentional. It's like you got to look at the situation in which he's squaring up. Like sometimes he'll be squaring up if he's fighting against somebody that's moving laterally, and then he'll gallop and beat them to the spot. Like I was noticing when he was doing that to Vosdick. Like he would be going in between. Like sometimes he'd be a little bit more bladed when he's orthodox. Then sometimes he would like switch up and go southpaw. Switched a couple times in that fight versus Vosdick. I think it's one of his best technical performances. I know a lot of people they weren't crazy about it because he ain't stop him or because he looked gassed down the stretch. But from a technical standpoint,
I said
like
shit, that nigga
stuff he
pretty
was doing
good.
was sneaky.
Because hell, he was coming up to 175 for the first time, and he fighting against the nigga that dominated at 175. Only got beat by Paturbier, so shit. Like shit. That was a good fight, I thought.
Yeah, I thought so too. But the expectation.
People don't realize. Motherfuckers that fight at 175, them niggas walking around at damn near 250. Like shit, Benavidez might be a big guy, but he ain't used to getting hit by people at that damn weight. Like people don't realize the motherfuckers that drop that weight, they still a whole lot bigger than people at 168. Even though Benavidez is a big 168 pounder, he's still not a one. He still wasn't a 175 pounder.
And then just on the topic of weight, like in between fights, like being fat and out of shape is not the same thing as a guy that's, you know, relatively close to his weight and he's in good shape. Like David Benavidez was a fat guy once upon a time.
He was 300 pounds at 12 years old.
But that's not somebody that's like naturally big. Like, nah, that's just big because you got bad habits. That's just
Yeah, like if you notice, even when he's in perfect shape, his shit he's never really cut up. Like he ain't got the type of body that cuts up.
Yeah, he don't really have much definition in his body.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He don't get cut.
Yeah.
But shit, I'm about to get ready to roll out. You want to get your last thoughts, my brother?
Man, I'm excited for this weekend. And praise up for Shigeoka. He had that fight the other morning out there in Japan. He fought against Pedro Tedoran and grueling fight, 12 rounds. He collapsed in the ring post-fight and had brain surgery yesterday morning. So hopefully he pulls through.
Big ups to him, boy. Hope he all right. Shit.
Yeah, it was an IBF title fight down there in the lower weights. So hopefully he's doing all right, man. All right, folks.
Yeah. But man, salute to everybody that came out today, man. Salute to everybody that supported with your attention. Salute to everybody that was supported in the Cash App. Salute to everybody that comes through and hits the like button. Salute for all y'all that comment, you know what I'm saying, that keep the chat going, man. Salute to everybody, man. Peace and bless to all y'all, man. And I'm going to catch y'all tomorrow.
They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. Raw Molly got me all up in demon mode. Mouth moving like I done put clean in my nose. Trying to catch me up, I can leave with some hoes. He standing straight up, watch I make him lean with this pole. Would've thought he was closed, how that heat made him fold. Thought it was a game, he won't think no more.
His brain's gone, nigga.
It be exciting when I get to striking. Guns sound like thunder, hit you like lightning. Fight for your life, we don't do no fighting.
We really hit it, nigga.
We worse than savage, they calling us Vikings. Police be riding, we still be sliding. Told you we hitters, remember the time. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding.